Hello everyone. Welcome to Reveal Panel Day, or Mid-Season Reveal Panel Day. I really shouldn't call it a reveal panel, but it is a panel talking about mid-season. That'll be starting in 22 minutes. I went live early because I wanted everyone to be ready for it and not just start when the panel starts, because the panel starts when I would normally start stream. Kenny, I feel like you asked that exact same question yesterday, did you not? I don't even remember what I told you. Face reveal panel today. Yeah. A mid-season they usually are. Yuck. So funny. God, people in chat are just so hilarious. Original jokes only. I'll boot up the game, but I'm not going to be playing until after the panel's over. I didn't catch the answer. I don't remember what I told you, so who honestly knows? You said something about vertical play, so I probably just said the more you play vertical, the better you'll get. Literally, Pro League is all about abandoning sight and just playing vertical the entire time. Is this Dokkaebi changes? No, that's next season. When's the next Varsity Bricks video? Every time I go into our guest room, I see my last Lego set that I was building. I'm like, I could just finish it and make a video. We'll see. Yeah, early start today because the panel starts in 21 minutes. Holy headphones. They are very big.
I just
love them.
tips, bro.
Best headphones I've ever used. What brand chalk do I use for rock climbing? I have Magnus's like nice chalk or whatever. I don't know what it's called. Magdust. I only recently started using chalk a lot more. It's like 50-50 whether it helps me or not. Thanks for 101 months from Dusk. Over 100. Damn. Hey, Phil. Is this game still infested with cheaters? Not really. I'd say in the last few weeks I've maybe faced 2 cheaters. It's been pretty good. Honestly, the biggest issue recently has been toxic people. I had like a toxic video last week, and I think I have another toxic video that's going to come out next week. Is the YouTube stream up? Yeah, it is up now. I always start it after the starting screen for Twitch because I don't want, when the VOD goes on YouTube, for people to have to sit through like a 3-minute starting soon screen. But the YouTube stream is up. What brand are those headphones? It's Odyssey. So if you do the headset command like Bossman did, or you can just click that link that Nightbot posted, that's the company that makes my headset. My interface I use for it is just the Rode AI 1, which is the Rode Audio Interface 1. I've been thinking about upgrading to a Rode, I think it's called Podcaster, something like that. Because we had them at all of the Siege events when I was co-streaming. They're really nice, but I was like, I don't know if I need it. Because it's meant for like multiple mics, and I only use one, so. I think for that, Wokey Swokey, it's monitoring, but it's also based off you reporting. Like, if you don't report, I don't think it'll do anything. So if you hear people saying bad stuff, you have to report them. And then I think, because my guess, this is pure speculation, my guess is that the system only records like the last minute of audio at a time. And then if you report, it'll listen to the last minute and then mute them. I don't think it's constantly like listening and constantly banning people all the time. I think it's still based off reports. It's a different story for console, holy mouse and keyboard. I mean, that is obviously not great, but that's just console. That's literally console on every single platform. Also, I really shouldn't be surprised at all, but one of the Muda fanboys who got super pissed yesterday just came in and tried to just spam the N-word and obviously got banned and auto-modded, but not surprising at all. That is the exact level of maturity I would expect. I called like 4 different slurs in the span of 15 seconds and he was banned right away. Yeah, again, I think as long as you report them, it should do it. But it also depends. I'm sure accents don't help. I don't know if you guys remember this. There was a, I mean, I say like as if it was a long time ago. This was only like a few months ago. There was a like spell magic game where you had to use your voice to like say the spells, and it didn't work if you had anything other than an American accent because it couldn't detect like British, Australian, like Indian accents. So they had to add extra settings for different accents. Marcy's the wrong guy to get a reaction out of. Yeah, people think that I will react a lot when it's like, no, you're just dumb. Fireball. Bossman's putting in fucking overtime today. Everyone keeps asking about my headphones, and he has to keep putting the headset command. There's only streamers who looks at YouTube chat. Sometimes it's delayed, but he reads it. The issue is since YouTube chat is like on average, I think probably one message a minute. If you look at the whole stream, I'll just do a quick glance at YouTube, see that it still looks almost the same, and then I'll just look over at Twitch chat, which is constantly moving. So then I just don't see the most recent YouTube chat, and then like 3 more messages will come in after 3 more minutes. I'm like, oh fuck, these messages are now like 5 minutes old, and I forgot to respond. So that's my bad. But if YouTube chat was way more active, I'd probably respond to it a lot more. Melos, what is the word in English that you're talking about? I'm gonna Google Translate it, and I want to see what it sounds like or looks like. So I'll translate from English to Norwegian. So remember that was also an issue with some callouts in Spanish. I don't like that I scrolled to Norwegian and it just auto recommended that to me. The computer's listening to me. In Spanish, to say the color black is negro, which is just the normal color like name. But if you say that as in an English accent, it's a racist word. So I know when people would call out black stairs, for example, on Skyscraper, the system would be like, you are being racist and ban them, which was like obviously not what their intention was. None of the words are. Well, I won't Google Translate it then. I know another word that would always get flagged before was Jaeger. Because if people didn't put enough emphasis at the beginning, all they would hear would be the end. You watch on YouTube because of no ads. I mean, there are ads on YouTube, but if you have YouTube Premium, obviously you're not going to get any. By the way, thanks for 13 months from Hoagly Bogley. Any changes you're hoping to see during the panel? DMR nerfs on defense, SMG 12 nerfs on console. Auto voice moderation shouldn't be a thing. There's a reason we can mute other players. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. This is going to blow your mind. Siege is owned by a private company that is allowed to determine what you can and cannot say. If they don't want you to say things to people, they can say you're not allowed and put that in. If you don't like it, move on. The only people who ever try to defend voice moderation and text moderation are usually the people who are just saying slurs 24/7. They're like, let me say it. And then they have the audacity usually after. Not putting words in your mouth, but they usually have the audacity after to be like, it's my God-given right. And it's like, yeah. Always pulling religion on that. What can we expect for the panel before it goes live? They said they were going to do ranked map pool, balancing changes, and then anti-cheat were like the 3 main things I think they talked about. Our 6 channels live. Let me pull it up. First asking for nerfs in Siege. It's because we haven't had any nerfs in a while, and I'm okay with nerfs once in a while. You know, nerfs are healthy for the game. It's just don't nerf everything. You know, I don't think that's that crazy. It's because you're French speaking and you get moderated because it doesn't sound like an English speaker. I mean, yeah, I'll give you that. That is fair. It sucks when that happens, but to say that they should just remove the whole system because for your specific language it doesn't work is kind of bad. Especially when the majority of the population speaks English. They should try to do something about localization, but if you live in France or if you live in Quebec, especially, and everyone around you speaks English, it's just your little area that speaks French, not much we can do. Oh, for some reason, hillbilly is flagged a Phrasma by like automod. It's considered a slur. And I'm like, hillbilly? I mean, I guess it is supposed to be derogatory, but I'm like, I feel like out of all the things they could flag, that is not one of the things they should worry about, but what do I know? Thanks for sub, Lycrid. Do you have an opinion on the best way to handle DMA users? Just report and move on, that's it. Okay. I should also probably unmute the site. Well, they got some lo-fi music going. Not bad. Is Marketplace coming back up today? No. It's probably not going to go up for another, like, 3 months minimum. Roy booted up Siege. Why the fuck do I have Steam open? Oh, because I was playing Eugenics today. It's Kudo's music. Does he actually use this in his videos? He probably got it from Ubisoft. Are they upgrading the anti-recoil external device detection anytime soon? I think that's not even supposed to come out till next season. 3 months. I mean, they said that it's not coming back anytime soon, and they only said that like a month and a half ago. So I would not expect it to come back until season 4 or season 3 of this year, which will be in September or December. Is the copyright-free music Ubisoft released in 2022? Wonder where I could find that. It's probably on the subreddit wiki. They usually have all the resources there. I should download this for whenever I do long-form, like, talking videos, but like, if I have music like this in the background of a video where I'm just talking to the camera about stuff, is it distracting? Because I've always thought about putting background music, but then I'm like, I feel like it's just distracting and people are not gonna like having noises while I'm trying to talk and explain things, you know? Ubisoft YouTube has a little... Oh, it's that. I remember that, actually. I remember that video they released.
I just love Dex, bro.
A lot of people are saying that they actually would want it. I'll look at it later. I mean, I don't think I'm going to be doing any talking to the camera videos for a while.
I just love Dex, bro.
Thanks for sub John the Viking and 15 months from Closet. Although, I'm curious about your guys' thoughts on this. Also, did they increase the timer? It was just at 14. I swear when I opened the stream it was at 14 minutes, and now it's at 14 minutes again. Anyways, if they release the full mid-season patch notes, would you guys want me to make like a full video explaining it and talking about it? Because so for the small patch, they sent it out to creators early. They're like, hey, here are the patch notes in case you want to make a video. And then I saw Kudos made one. I never thought about making one because I was like, who cares? And then I was like, wait, people actually really care about the patches. So I was like, maybe I should make an actual full analysis video showing everything, or at least like explaining everything that's changing. Chat's saying yes like crazy, so. All right. If they just like tease us on stuff today and then give us the full patch notes before the patch drops on Tuesday, I assume is when it's coming out, I'll make a full video. Because I didn't even think about that. I was like, oh, I'll just make a video when I make content on like the changes, and no, like people go crazy for these patch notes. The whiteboard? Oh, I'll grab the whiteboard, don't worry. How is there not a whiteboard emote? There actually is a... one sec. Let me see if I can find it. Okay. Maybe we'll do this while we wait. So chat. There is this GIF. Someone made this GIF of me. VarsityGaming Math Rainbow Six GIF. I could turn this into an emote for chat if I can figure out how to do that. I would just need to, well, figure that out. Let me do something. I'll put window capture on that. Oh, wrong one. There we go. Okay. And then 7 TV. Let's see how I can upload an emote. I've never actually uploaded one. Bro, they restarted the timer again. No way they're doing this to us. Oh. It froze. Oh, it went up again. Oh my god. What should I call the emote? Oh, it says we'll be back soon now. What would you guys want the emote to be called? Should I just do like what you guys been doing, Sam, where it's like whiteboard but with 2 W's at the front? Okay, I downloaded it. I don't know if it'll just work like this. Well, actually, looks like it is. Okay, it says it's processing. More tech issues than NAO yesterday. I refuse to believe that. NAO always has a million tech pauses. Oh, ice cold thoughts. Thoughts on how NA has the reputation of they will always call any rehost as much as they can just to try to get the tiniest advantage, whereas every other region just doesn't care. I remember there was that one person who one season put out the stat sheet of how many rehosts there were, and NA had like quadruple the amount of every other region. Classic NA. All right. If we're gonna be waiting an unknown amount of time, I guess in the meantime, I will go grab the whiteboard. All right. fucked up my camera. I changed all the cables and that still caused it to go blue. Alright. We have the whiteboard ready. Oh, they got rid of the lo-fi music as well. Did I thank Closet Champion and John the Viking for the subs? I don't think I did. For the 15 months Closet Champion. How's my day so far? Not too bad. I went to the gym this morning. My legs feel wobbly now. Chess as we wait? No, I'm not risking having to resign a game just because they start whenever we're not expecting them. Okay. Let's look at the Twitch chat. I'm sure that'll be fucking great. Actually, surprisingly not that negative. Minutes in and already problems. Retweet. Oh, they have drops on? Oh, I already finished my drops though for the week. Mugenics as we wait. I don't want to spoil. Well, actually, it's Mugenics. Who cares, I guess. I finally made it to the future zone. I am excited for one boss that my friend spoiled for me. I won't spoil it for chat, but let's just say a certain famous character number 2. I'm like, what? Hey, I care. No, sorry. I mean, it's not really that much of a spoiler. I think I'll probably finish the one, like, Act 3 today. If I can get some stuff done. Actually, I probably won't have much time today. You went full screen when I added you in the R6 chat. Oh, I did see it. Bum. That's crazy. You just beat Big Tina the second time? Oh, you're like all the way at the beginning, Phil. I don't know what's in the... Oh.
Hey everyone,
oh,
welcome to our second ever community
We're starting.
checkpoint.
Okay.
I am John Spinarius, community developer here on Rainbow Six Siege, and I'm joined by 2 wonderful devs who I'm going to allow to introduce themselves here.
Hi, I'm Christopher Budgeon, live content director. I handle a lot of aspects such as playlists, matchmaking, progression, all those things outside of the match.
And I'm Joshua Mills, creative director.
I think the static electricity was fucking my camera, kept turning blue.
Crazy suggestions and ideas. Now, I help lead the team in the overall vision of where we want to take Siege, and yeah.
I mean, you guys have probably already seen them before if you've watched any of our reveals, but yeah, that suffice to say, we're going to go into some interesting discussions here today. And for a refresher, I guess, for those who didn't see the first community checkpoint, what we want to do here is kind of target the things that you guys are saying out on our community and our socials, you know, bringing it up in our feedback service, things like that, so that we can address the important things for you. So that being said, we do have one other person here behind the scenes again. It's Adrian Russo from our marketing team, and he is going to be observing a Siege Team League match, or an STL match. It's the internal league we have here at Ubisoft, because we not only love making Siege, we love playing Siege as well. We're passionate on all levels, and well, right now we don't have everything going into the server just yet, but you can see Adrian just going through, yeah. Well, I mean, we're getting ready, essentially, to get going with the STL match. But that being said, we have a lot to talk about, so let's jump right into that and introduce our topics of discussion. You guys are going to see them on your screens, but we are going to start with the ranked map rotation and the mid-season balancing that we've already talked about publicly, but we're also going to go into a discussion of the Dokkaebi remaster, not too much details, just a little bit to get you guys a bit more context on that.
Okay.
New onboarding, that's coming, and player protection update, a quick one there. All that being said, let's jump into our first topic, which is the new ranked map rotation. There's going to be multiple changes coming to this, so why don't we just kick things off and talk about why you're changing things up for the ranked map rotation?
Yeah, sure. So we had 16 maps for a long time, and we wanted to try a new approach. We were, you know, swapping out the maps. We were thinking at the beginning of the season and the mid-season as well, but it was our first time doing this, so we've actually learned a lot. We had announced all the maps for the full season at the beginning, purposely, because we were kind of testing the waters a little bit, and we've certainly heard from our community loud and clear that some of those maps were not necessarily the competitive level that they were looking for. So basically, we've heard a couple things that are core to players. One are those new modernized maps that we've brought, like Oregon, Villa. I've gone through a modernization, all the destructible ingredients getting added, for example. You know, swapping those out with less competitive maps was not really matching expectations for players.
I agree.
Great to know, right?
Yep.
We wanted to test the flexibility.
Why
of those
remaster them and then immediately remove
more
them?
casual maps in the ranked for a temporary to see how that would work, and that's not necessarily something players want to see. Additionally, we have all 9 pro maps in the ranked pool, and that's really important for players, is having those like competitive maps. Those are the most competitive maps in our current scene.
Yes.
They get maintained within the ranked rotation.
So you talked about all this feedback you received and all of that. So we've got a new approach coming. Not only, well, let's talk about season 1 first, right? What's happening for season 1 right now, or in a few days?
Yeah. So actually, it'll be coming next week. I think it'll be shortly after our 0.2 mid-season patch. So what's going to end up happening is that we're going to be adding 4 maps to the pool. So that'll be Canal, Theme Park, Outback, and Skyscraper are going to be added to the pool. So for this one time, we're going to boost the total size up to 17 from 13.
Oh, so they're not
and
adding
actually, we have it on your
favela.
screen as well, folks, to give you an idea visually of what's going to be happening here. So
They said they were
talked
going to add
about
favela.
4 maps being added, and then in season 2 with rank 3.0, it's going to change even further, right?
Yeah, so we have a new approach for rank 3.0. So we really looked at, well, I would say we've learned a lot from this first attempt in season 1. And so we changed basically the back end of how we're going to be able to rotate maps. So now if you picture the map ban phase, you have 5 maps that appear.
Right.
We're now going to be able to control those maps individually through different pools. So one of those is going to be the showcased pool. So the showcase pool we'll use primarily for new maps. So Calypso Casino is coming in season 2. Now with this new showcase option, you'll actually be able to have Calypso Casino in every single map ban phase in the beginning
Ooh.
of the season. That won't stay for the full season, but for the beginning of the season, it'll be the case. And then we're going to be pulling the rest of the maps through 2 different pools. One will be the pro pool, and one will be the seasonal pool. That means we don't have to kind of counterbalance the number of seasonal maps that we have in order to, rotate against the 9 maps that we have on pro. So for every ban phase, you'll have 2 pro maps. Calypso
Oh.
Casino.
Okay, it's a
2
little
seasonal
complicated,
maps.
but
Okay, and we talked about the season maps a little bit. Obviously, we're not going to be pulling from the full 8, right? Is that correct? It's just going to be 4 maps that
It'll
are
be
gonna starting?
4, and then after that, we're going to do when we do a rotation, how that's going to work
I just
is
love
that we're
decks,
actually going to
bro.
be listening to the community through the ban phases. So if there's a map that's not banned very often, so Oregon is a good example, right? It's a
Right.
map that doesn't get banned that often, but it's a seasonal map. It's not currently in our pro league. That map might survive a rotation. So that we don't have to necessarily do 4 and 4 and just kind of rotate
Right.
back and forth. But as we kind of grow our seasonal pool, such as new maps like Casino, we're going to be actually listening to the community, maybe keeping some of the ones that are least banned.
It's a little bit of a complicated system,
That get rotated out.
but the average
Okay.
person doesn't
And
need to
is
know how
there
it
a
works.
minimum amount of maps you want to rotate out, or I mean, obviously there's going to be some rotated out. I guess 1 would be the minimum, or is there something else?
Yeah, we still want there to be
Yeah.
a seasonal flavor with those
Yeah,
mid-season
exactly.
Right.
updates.
Yeah, if it's only 1, it doesn't really invoke much change, and we want to be able to do that, like switch things up and kind of challenge it a little bit. I think there's a couple other things to note, like we mentioned the showcase pool. Right
With
now,
the
it's going to
volume
be
a little
Calypso in
bit.
season 2, but later in the year, we're going to have targeted map updates. There's a chance that we can actually place those maps in that slot. That's something we want to ask the community about, see what they think about that idea. So when the Villa update comes, maybe that becomes part of the showcase pool. And just to back up on another thing that I think is really important that Chris mentioned is normally the map rotation, the rank map rotation, will be at the 0.2 update.
Right.
That is the cadence that we're looking for.
Okay, so
Because
every
of the
half
adjustments
season.
we're doing and because of lots of different reasons, the seasonal surveys that
Yep.
we got this information from, which I think we'll dive into.
Yeah.
But beyond that, also the fact that whenever we do submissions in order to release content updates, there's a bit of a delay. There's a bit of a kind of a run up to that. There's certification and things. And because of that, we'll actually be delaying that rotation just a little bit in this season. But in the future, 0.2, our rotations will hit and it'll be it'll be awesome.
Awesome. Yeah, and I mean, we're talking about the feedback surveys. Let's actually jump into that, right? And you've already gone through them, correct? There's been a feedback cycle that's taken place?
Yeah, so we launched our season 1 seasonal survey, and we've now gotten the feedback. We actually put a number of questions in that seasonal survey about ranked map
I don't know
rotations.
if I did that one.
I was personally surprised how much Favela was hated. I knew it
Makes
was not a
sense.
top map. I didn't expect the amount of hate that it got. And one thing we don't want is really impact overall players' enjoyment in the ranked pool.
Right.
So basically, what it did highlight for us is that that's a map that we wanted to be in more of a a competitive place.
Right.
So maybe it needs some reworks. Maybe we need to do a little bit of work on that map.
Mm-hmm. But that's the key aspect on why that's not showing up in the rotation that we're doing in season
just
1.
love Dex,
So
bro.
we're just listening to the community. We don't want that experience. It's okay. We're not
chat.
gonna do that. But we're going
Ubisoft
more fun
listens
by adding more
now.
maps in.
And in terms of receiving feedback from everyone out there, what is the best way for them to get their voice heard?
The seasonal survey is the best. Like if we had to
Use the survey.
prioritize them, the seasonal
just love
survey is
Dex,
a
bro.
great structured way for us to get feedback. We do also watch a lot of content creator content. We're on socials. For sure, we do workshops with our community and our pros. But at the same time, the seasonal survey is the #1 way to let players' voice be heard.
Yeah, so guys, keep talking on social media, keep making your posts on Reddit,
Keep
all
complaining.
that stuff. But also, if you really want your voice to be heard, make sure you check out those seasonal surveys. Usually when we have one, or actually always when we have one, bottom right-hand corner of your screen once you launch the game, you'll see that it's coming up, or you'll see that there's an announcement for it. Click on it, send your feedback, and that is the best way to be heard on any subject that we're going to be targeting. So, all that being said, why don't we jump into check out what's happening in the STL match. I believe it's already started here.
Oh,
Yeah, we
they
got
always jump
defenders
to it
winning
when the
round
round's
one.
over.
People might not know what STL is, so maybe we should give them some context here,
okay.
Josh, right?
Yeah, so as you mentioned, it's the Siege Team League.
Yeah.
So basically, internally, we run a tournament
Yes.
with all the developers on Siege. There are a couple there's 2 different brackets. There's recreational for maybe you just joined the team, maybe you've never played Siege before. We can get
We
you
have spies in
the
this chat.
recreational
Who
league.
is it?
And then there's the Advanced League. That's where our champion players are sitting and stuff like this. And if you have a lot of play time, that's usually where you end up, which means
Right.
I get stomped by champion players, which is great. So
Just like me.
but it's a fantastic way for us to play the game together, get super excited, and kind of hold this like internal tournament. There's a trophy. We have our own trophy. People's names go on it and stuff like this. And we do a live stage kind of a finale and stuff. It's
a
a lot
big
of fun.
celebration. Yeah, we
Yeah.
all have drinks and stuff together. And
Nice,
honestly,
closet
you mentioned it's a
champion. Won't get
great
too
way
crazy
for
into it because I'm
Siege.
trying to focus
we
on
do have
what they're
new
talking
people
about,
coming
but
onto
that's
the
good to
Siege
hear.
team all the time, jumping into the SDL. You
Right.
have coaches. You
Yes.
have floor plans and blueprints of the maps. You know who's playing which
They have
operator.
coaches in there
you know,
internally,
there's
that's
a whole
crazy.
lot of strat and
It really depends on who the coach
Okay.
is, because like some of the coaches are crazy. And when I say this, like most of the coaches are actually like our champ level or very advanced players, and they'll be a coach for the rec league as well, but also the advanced league. And
Bro,
some of them
playing
are
Siege is a
super
full-time
hardcore,
job for
where
them
you'll
now.
show up and you'll get a folder with homework and like dossiers on all our opponents. Like the fact that I can't see people's names right now is a little frustrating because I could use this to like pull strats off of what they're doing and then use it against them. But I know my team's already watching this, so we'll be all right.
You've got people researching. We take it seriously, folks. It's not
I know
a
people
joke
always
here, this
complain
deal.
about
But yeah,
them
let's
having
jump
like,
back
you know,
into
Subway
our
surfers
discussion
basically
here
on the screen.
on
Literally
mid-season
someone in
balancing.
YouTube chat
We wanna
said,
talk about this, and we're
don't
gonna
show the
be making
people, just
announcements
only
for you
show
guys
me
for
the
first time,
gameplay.
telling
This
you
is
what's
why they do it.
changing Here in the
There's
1.2
TikTok kiddos
balancing
who
patch, and I guess
can't pay
for the
attention,
first
and they
topic
need
here,
something
Josh,
on the screen
how
all the
many
time.
operators are being targeted?
Well, yeah. So, I mean, this is the mid-season patch. So this is a major balancing update. We have 2 of these per season, one at the season launch and then one mid-season, which is happening very soon. So you can expect bigger changes here, stuff that has more impact, kind of changes an operator's position within their overall impact of the game as well. So we are actually bringing 8 operators are being modified.
Okay, and what's the most important factor when you're selecting the operators to modify?
Well, I kind of mentioned it right there about impact. So all our operators should have impact, and they should have it in specific scenarios. We don't want one operator just being the one size fits all and be able to do everything. But we want every operator to have their moment to shine, their scenario to shine, so that when you're getting the good intel, you're getting the read on the team. Maybe you're deep into the back and forth of a ranked match.
Keep in mind,
you've
there were
kinda
like
got the essence of what this team's doing, so you can start pulling out the strats.
6
that are gonna make
changes
a
in the small
difference to
challenge
close
or
out the match
small
for you.
balancing change.
This is the stuff that matters. Is like when
So
you
8's
play
not
those
that crazy,
cards,
but if they're
when you bring
big,
out
8
those
big
odds.
changes, that'll be
So
crazy,
ultimately,
crazy.
making sure each one of our operators can take space within the game and very specifically own that space as well.
Okay, and we have a lot of operators, 8 total that are being targeted here. Why don't you give me a top 3 of the ones you feel have the most
Oh, we're not even
significant
gonna get all of
changes,
them.
starting with number 3, let's say.
Number 3. Okay. All right.
Or maybe number 1, actually.
Well, I mean, it'll differ between people, obviously.
so,
Like, I
right?
know which one's mine, so
Okay.
I'll say which one's mine when we get to it. But we'll start off with a big one because there's multiple changes happening to this operator, which is Rorora.
Yes.
So for those who don't know, she has this DOM panel launcher. It's a device that allows her to close down doorways and take a lot of control as an attacker, which is fantastic.
Okay.
Some of the big adjustments here, and when you
20
look at the
oh my
device,
God.
it's been very kind of shared between attackers and defenders.
Right.
What I mean by that is like a defender can utilize it against the attackers if
Mhm.
they're clever and kind of play around it. But what we're doing here
Okay.
is really trying to
Super
center it
far.
back to being an attacker-sided gadget.
Holy shit.
So it's more responsive to our attackers and more reliable for the attacking side of the fight.
That's really far.
On top of that, just comfort stuff going into it and allowing her to take that ground faster. One big thing is the range is being increased pretty dramatically from 15 meters up to 25. And the
Ooh.
biggest factor here is instead of having one panel to start, she's actually getting all 4 right off the bat. Yeah, so she can move very quickly, deploy these very, very fast. And just a pro tip for anyone using her, it's a real projectile, the actual DOM panel. So if you don't hold your line of sight well enough or hold the angle kind of weird, you're actually going to hit the surface. So make sure you've got your line of sight to the essentially the doorway you're locking onto, and then take that space.
Okay, we have our number 1 then in Aurora, and you guys can see on your screen some of these changes we just discussed, right? In terms of, it's significant, right? In terms of how quickly the door is going to close for attackers or defenders.
Yeah, like what's on the screen right now, we're saying opening and closing for up to 6 seconds from 3. Well,
Yeah.
in video
Damn.
games, 1 second is a lifetime.
Yes,
and we just
yeah.
tripled that. So 6 seconds is massive.
6 seconds is
and
so
it can really
long.
stop you from
Holy.
getting caught off guard. Also do your timing better for when you put these panels up, thinking in your head, okay, it'll be this amount of time.
Because it's
before
like
something
1
come
second for
through.
attackers,
So,
6 seconds
yeah,
for defenders is
it's a
so
pretty big
long.
shift on it, and I'm looking forward to seeing folks
But they said it was 6 seconds to
jump into it,
close,
like
right?
using her,
Or is it
yeah.
for opening?
Cool. What about number 2?
Or both?
Number 2. Okay, so again, no particular order
I know,
on
we're
these,
just
but
saying
this is the one I think is the big impact one, right? Ultimately, it's the fact that we're
Both,
bringing
okay.
an update to Smoke,
Yes.
and we are reissuing his deployable shield. Yeah, so
Back.
it's back. It's a pretty big deal. Smoke has had this in the past. It makes him a really, really strong anchor. Allows him to do a lot of carry a lot
Deployable
of weight
shield
for the team,
smoke.
and also allows you to change your lineup, so you don't have to bring that extra.
This is
operator
going to be
that's
so
bringing the
minuscule
shield.
for majority of the
So
player base,
really
but this is
excited to have this
massive
come
for
back.
Pro League and high ranked.
And what about the 3rd operator then?
The third,
that's
this
it?
one's fun
Oh.
too, is Jackal. We're actually diving into Jackal here and updating on how he can
Okay.
essentially get the scans to work, and it's playing with verticality. Verticality is a huge thing in Siege. It's something we want to embrace more, and it's also an advanced skill in Siege in most FPSs in general because of the destructibility of the environment.
Yeah.
This is
In this case,
basically
Jackal
reverting a
can use that
nerf.
shotgun, open up the floor, and then start scanning footprints from underneath, which allows him to have advantage to give that intel to his teammates who may be on
Still
lookout
bad
on
scans,
windows or
but, I
holding
mean-
the actual floor above.
This is a
But
good
also
change,
he's
though.
getting a set of frag grenades, so he becomes a bit of a menace from down below now.
All right. I love playing Jackal, so I'm excited about that change for sure.
The C70 is amazing. I love that gun.
I'm looking
That
forward to
secondary
it.
shotgun is going to come
yeah.
clutch now.
All right. And I mean, we've got those 3 operators covered. However, we do have other changes coming. You already talked about 5 other operators. and
Those
I
are,
think they're
or
not
2 of them are
as
pretty
significant, but
minuscule.
still
That Raura
interesting in
change is
their own right, right?
massive.
Yeah, so these changes are definitely focused on quality of life and kind of more refined. Like they're
Yeah.
smaller changes to give you that extra little bit of comfort that you kind of look for, and you can feel that resistance sometimes when you're playing.
It does
a
make me worry that some of the
game. Right off the bat,
changes
we're
for the
doing-
other
we're looking at
5 will be
glass. When
tiny,
you scope
but
in with his
we'll see.
scope, there's when you're moving, it'll get fuzzy. Everyone kind of has experienced this. It normally takes about 12 seconds to fully lose its image. We've bumped that up to 15. So you have a little bit more time to keep that movement going and
Okay.
be able to kind of move a bit, stop, get that control, reset it, move a bit, stop, get that control, reset it. So again, quality of life, just giving you a little bit more functionality. And 12 to 15, again, 1 second's a lifetime. It can make a big difference. Outside of
3
that,
second
We have an update for Clash. The taser will
buff.
be
Oh,
actually
shit.
increased by 5 seconds, so it'll last a little bit longer, just to give her that extra little bit of flexibility there. Grim. Okay, we got to talk
It
about
needs
Grim.
a buff.
Yeah, more buffs. No. Okay, so
Oh.
here's the thing. Nerfs are not gone. And that's the thing that we have to kind of address and look at. But the one thing is the day of doing multiple nerfs that are really heavy-handed, that is gone.
Okay.
Unless there's an emergency. And I want to be very clear about that because our whole mantra going into balancing is we want to embrace the fun. We want to have an enjoyable experience for everyone. but we want to be competitive. This is
Mhm.
Siege, and we take the game seriously.
Nerfs are okay once in a
kinda
while.
locked in. So occasionally we are going to have to nerf stuff down, bring things in a line a little bit,
Right.
and we're doing that with Grim.
Probably
This is for
removing one
more high-level
canister.
play as well. So basically, when you shoot the canister, there's 2 stages to it. It shoot it out, and then it deploys the actual payload that has the bees in it. During that deployment, that payload is vulnerable. You can shoot it. We're increasing the window in which you're going to be able to take it down. So again, if he's using the bailiff, opens up the wall on site and lobs one of these into the site, you're going to have the chance to be able to deal with it. At least a bigger window to deal with.
That audio cue as well for that when that
Yeah.
canister. Yeah.
Oh.
The click, click, and then the boom. Or, well, depending if it's a bank shot or if it's a sticky, yeah, it can change. Next, we have Frost.
Yes.
So Frost, obviously, if you land into one of these traps, you're not having a good day. But like, if you pull yourself out of the trap, you get a 60-second debuff, which makes you limp, makes you leave a trail, and makes you make a lot of noise. You're kind of dead to rights at this point, usually. But yeah, we're just gonna twist the knife more. We're adding 10 seconds to that debuff, so it's 70 seconds if you get caught in one of these traps and self-revive.
thought they were gonna
it's, again, to encourage
nerf
folks
it.
to
Help each other.
help each other. Yes, if your teammates in the trap
70
pick them up, they don't
seconds,
get the
holy.
debuff if that's the case. Or B, just don't drone. Don't go in the trap in the first place.
Right.
So that's kind of the aspect there. And then last we have Thunderbird. Thunderbird, well, healing in Siege is always an interesting one, and one of the key things is rate of healing. This is something we've been looking into a bunch. So we're adjusting the rate of healing of our Kona stations from 2 HP a second to 3. So you'll actually get the full health
50%?
a lot faster, and you will get the full health as long as you don't take more damage. That's the feature that's already been there.
And I think also this is, I guess, a representative of a shift in our mentality in terms of balancing. This is not going to be the last time we do mid-season balancing. This is now a permanent thing that we're going to be looking at every season, correct?
Yeah, we're going to be doing the mid-season balancing as well as when we launch. Also, we have 2
That's all of the
refines per
changes.
season, so
That's a
we've
lot.
been doing a lot of buffs and we've been doing a lot of updates,
Yeah.
and it's going to keep going. So it's even we're doing a big mid-season now. 3 weeks later, we're going to be doing a refined balancing, and then after that, S2 comes. Another big major balancing is going to hit with that season as well. So there's a lot coming, and the game is changing
Yes.
often.
Yeah.
And I think that's exciting, personally.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's a
I mean,
big
this is
thing
probably
for
the
us to be
biggest
able to
mid-season
deploy
change we've
updates
gotten
every 3 weeks.
in years.
Because that's ultimately what we're doing, and have access to that from like a live service approach is incredible. It allows us to be more reactive if a situation arises, but also allows
No
us to
DMR
plan
nerf.
stuff kind of further out.
No
make
SMG
touch
12
points with
nerf.
our community through those surveys, or even seeing them in person at different events, and be able to bring that feedback in faster because we actually have access to it. We're able to do that. I think one thing to note though is that even though I won't leak all the changes we have coming because there's so much stuff coming, but the reality is, if we do massive drops of like 50 changes or something like that, we lose track of how we can actually track the game and understand what's impacting what. So it's important that we are staging that stuff in order to react to the impact that this has.
That's
As
fair.
Everyone who like really is in deep into Siege, one factor can have a cascading effect across multiple operators and just multiple sites and kind of do this thing. So we
I
need
get that, but I
kind
also
of,
worry that they'll be like,
solidify as
well, we
it
won't
goes.
change
And speaking
some
of
stuff
that,
because
we
it'll
do
be
have
too
testing
big
grounds
and
that
then
we've
nothing
used in the
happens
past,
with it.
right? For other types of changes, is this something you would consider for these balancing elements, or is it just more of the live approach and taking this like slower approach to it, right?
Yeah, I think with testing ground, well, when we talk about our balancing and everything like
Right.
this, one of the big thing is like we've had the opportunity of doing workshops with players at say the major and the SI and stuff like this. Getting stuff in players' hands early, getting the feedback, that's one way we can do that, especially with balancing. When it comes to testing grounds, this is more systemic level changes. Speed and armor was the one that we had tested first, and then, I mean, we have half reinforcements coming later this year. These are systemic things, and even with half reinforcements, it's really about how does that fit in the system? Where is it going to go? But that's the avenue we want to apply testing ground kind of that platform for. But yeah.
Okay, and
I get what they
guess
mean. They want it
next
to be
question is,
big
what's
changes,
your
but
ideal outcome, right? All these changes are coming through.
I think
you're
small changes
watching
would be
what's
fine there
happening.
too.
What's the best thing that can happen out of all this for each operator, for example?
I mean, it sounds kind of cheesy, but just that people are having fun.
Makes sense.
This is honestly what it all comes down to is that as much as Siege is super competitive and we want to take it serious, like it's still a video game, it's still entertainment, and it needs to be that first. And we need to have fun with it. And that's fundamentally what we want to strive towards is that you're not booting up the game and being frustrated the whole time you're playing, but you're having a great time. You can't wait to play with the squad. You can't wait to see what that next update is.
Only I had a squad these days.
I know I'm beyond stoked about rank 3.0. Like that's the reality of it. And then just to make it a point of joy in your life. Because it's a hard game. We know this, and we'll talk about that a little later with onboarding stuff. But like, it's the reality is we just want you to have fun when you're playing.
Yeah, and okay, did you want to say?
Well, like I was just saying, like with the changes to the maps through the ranked map rotations, the changes to the balancing, the game is evolving at a faster pace than ever. Like just the Jackal change, you know, being scanned from Jackal from below and then being able to play off of like a Jackal scan.
Someone chats that he
engagement
apparently
with
has
your team.
nades as well.
Like it's one element, but then being able to
They
do
didn't
that
say
on
that,
different
but
maps
I'm
within
assuming
ranked.
his utility
The
was
game is
nades.
changing at such a fast pace that we're still kind of, you know, testing the waters on like the rate of all these kind of changes coming in, and do players, you know, do they want more? Do they want less?
Oh, they did say it? I did not
also
pay
looking
attention
at like,
then.
you know, weapons as well as like the different types of weapons that are, you know, being discussed within the community, and how to make those changes appropriately. So we are listening to the community.
I think this
It's
is a
true.
really
They
good
actually
point
are. They're
too,
listening
though,
a
is
lot
the
more
fact that
now.
The rate of change. This is a significant adjustment for Siege, like coming out of year 10, season 4, and into year 11, and we are monitoring that closely to see how the community is reacting to it, and less or more and whatnot.
I mean,
but like you said, listening.
player
especially
count's been
because of
going
balancing,
up,
we know
so
there are key things that the community is talking
people are
about.
happy.
And I won't leak the stuff, but if I can tease a few things we are looking at, if that's all right. I like how I'm asking permission. I'm just going to do it anyway. But like we know, like Ayana, Nock, Zofia, these are operators that players are giving us feedback on, and we're actively digging into them.
Okay, cool. And I think something else
nothing
that's really
yet.
interesting about these changes, right, is that it can also change the meta a little bit in terms of the way people play, and maybe people might start exploring new operators. Is that kind of the intent here, or is it just kind of a nice side effect? How are you looking at it?
Yeah, absolutely. Like we are looking to kind of like mix things up at the end of the day. You know, Smoke having the shield back.
I got
Now
distracted
Smoke
by
might
the
be played-
Subway
played a
Surfers
lot
that
before
Osa
when
was
he
trying
had
to
the shield,
plant.
so now that's
Thermite has
coming
the
back.
diffuser.
All of a sudden, Smoke's played more often, so you have that stalling techniques that are coming into play a little bit more.
She
in
kept
those
trying to
ranked
plant,
matches.
and she didn't
So
have the diffuser on
all
her.
these things just keep changing and evolving, and then we get to kind of play and almost like kind of counter through different buffs, operators that are now being brought into that rotation and are on the field and can make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. All right. Well, that being said, we talked about fair. We talked about maybe a little frustrating sometimes for some operators. And yeah, there's one operator, of course, that is fun to play, but sometimes can be frustrating to go against, and that is Dokkaebi, right? And that's why
I thought they were
you know,
about it
we got
already.
this Dokkaebi remaster announced. A lot of people viewed it and they saw it and said, well, this looks like a nerf. What was the reason she was targeted? Is it basically what I just summed up, or?
Yeah, it's in part of that. I mean, with all remasters, we have a very specific kind of approach, which is we've exhausted all of their balancing levers to really bring them in line and alleviate the problems we're seeing, which Dokka had a huge frustration problem around her. The fact that one operator with one charge of a primary gadget can affect an entire opposing team and in multiple
global
ways.
abilities.
Like,
Bad.
she can reveal your location, making you an easier target to kill, give away any strategy of stealth or something like this, if that's what you're trying to do. And then if she hacks a phone, say goodbye to all your primary gadgets if you're Maestro, Echo, or Valkyrie. And that's multiple gadgets just off the board, or now liabilities, not to mention BPCs and everything else. So it was a huge power space in which he was holding. The thing is, just using the same mentality of balancing is like, we don't want to strip her of the fun. She is an absolute hacking mastermind, and we want to make sure she maintains that and keeps that essence alive, and really shows up in a big way and has, again, controls that impact, because she needs to have that impact. Just maybe not as global with how she was attacking everything all at once.
I think the important thing, right, is that you're maintaining her essence, correct?
Yeah. So I think there's a couple of interesting things that are happening, especially with Dokka, is when we look at her, we have a bit of a new approach too, where narratively, a lot's happened to her. She was captured by carries and she went through a lot of stuff. So that'll change you.
Lore.
And kind of evolve the way you look at the world and how you go about it. And we've initialized that into the character development of her remaster. So because of those events, she is taking a different approach on how she does what she does. It's very targeted, it's very precise, and I'll spoil everything, but I won't.
No, we
You
won't
gotta
spoil
hold the tongue.
anything. Guys, if you want more information on the Dokkaebi Remaster, it will be revealed with the Season 2 reveal happening at the major in
That's
Salt
what we're
Lake City.
getting?
So make sure you tune in for that for all the details there. But we'll end that discussion for now
Damn.
before maybe Josh says something we
Yeah,
should say.
no
I'm
more
kidding.
for Dokkaebi.
All right, let's go into a discussion now on future remasters, right? Are there any others that are coming?
Yeah, well, we announced that we're actually doing another remaster for Season 4. This is our final remaster. We announced it at the SI,
Right.
being that we won't go into the same kind of caliber of saying, hey, remaster this season, brand new op this season. Going to year 12, it's a new op every season. So this is our final remaster. The concept of reworking an operator isn't gone, though. And I want to make that clear. Like, we've kind of gotten to the point where we still have levers on our operators to kind of play with, but a rework of the past may still return, if that makes sense.
Okay. And anything you can tease maybe about this?
I think the core part is, even though we're going to new operators every season, we're not going to be neglecting those other operators. And if some needs a little bit more heavy lifting to kind of get the job done, we're still up for that task.
Yeah. And
Okay.
I think as far as teasing for my own personal health, I'm not going to do that.
Okay. Fair enough. Actually, one thing I wanted to talk about a little bit more is you mentioned that, remasters probably won't be happening, but you're still going to pull some levers, right?
Yep.
In terms of balancing in the future. So it might not be a remaster, but there'll still be changes that could be made. Perhaps like Aurora, for example, a lot of different changes coming through for her, and it's not really necessarily a remaster per se, correct?
Yeah. Like, I mean, like, she's a great example, but even I always keep going back to Thorn, but
Yeah,
a
Thorn, yes.
pretty strong one where those are levers built into her already, and we were able to revamp how she's played in the game, and really, honestly, I think bring her to where everybody felt she should be.
Yeah, she's probably like
Yeah,
a
so
big change from where she was.
so that was a pretty big deal to be able to do that, and that is using the levers we have in place, because every time we build a new operator, like everyone that's in development right now,
So I guess Thorn, Raura not
the
considered
key
rework.
aspect is to have multiple
all.
levers in place so that we can continue to tune them as the game evolves, because we know it's going to evolve. Players are going to get better. They're going to change out their strategies. We want to be able to be reactive. And the key way of doing that is making sure we have those levers in place. So even from a new operator design point of view, we've adjusted the way that we kind of do our new ops.
Fair enough. All right, and well, we are already seeing on your screen, guys. We're jumping back into the STL match to see what's going on here. And do you know which teams are? Oh, Drone. There we go. Drone Speedsters up against Expendables. I love the names. Any research that you're going to be doing on? Are you going to be facing these guys? You have a match later, right?
I
Josh?
do have a match. As soon as I'm done this, I have to like pack my stuff at my desk and then run home because I have my match. But the funny part about the names too is that the names are they carry over season to season, so the players swap out, but the name remains. So you become part of the legacy of the team. Which
History there.
Yeah.
I guess
and
that's
there's,
all
like,
we're
Discord
getting on
channels
the
that we're talking in and
remasters.
stuff.
I was hoping
The
for
funny part
more
about that is
info.
the team I shouldn't say this because if they're watching, but the team I'm going against today, I'm still in their Discord channel.
Oh, John.
Oh,
Evil.
Inside intel.
I didn't check. I didn't
Uh-huh.
check. But I'm saying maybe on the way home. We'll take a look.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, that being said, let's jump into our next topic here. And I mean, this kind of ties in with what we're doing at STL. We have that more recruit league that's coming through. And obviously, we're always looking at ways to make people feel more comfortable when they're onboarding. And, that's what's happening here with this new onboarding experience, Chris, that's going to be coming through. That being said, there was already an onboarding system in place. It was working. It seemed to be working. Why change it now?
Was
Yeah,
it?
so onboarding is what we call an ever active topic.
Right.
It's never going to go away for Siege. The skill floor is just too high. As much as we try to lower it through all the different onboarding changes and so on, it just remains a very high skill floor. We tried to adjust the skill floor without touching the skill ceiling, because that's what makes Siege, right? Is that it has a very high skill ceiling. So one of the key aspects that we've been really looking at is, how do we continue to improve? We've actually seen a lot of improvements, especially starting in Season 4. We had bot teammates that had shown up. That's working very well. We had the Clear House that got added, a great PvE way to learn maps. We had the mini map appear for the first time. We have a lot of different improvements that have been slowly rolling out. And we have seen a lot of big gains. But yes, we are going to be adding a new feature coming in Season 2.
And what does the new onboarding plan look like, I guess, my question then.
So it's centered around our bots. So our bots are machine
my
learning
teammates.
bots, as you might remember. So that means we don't have a designer telling the bot how to behave or where to place a gadget or where to go roam or so on. We actually feed it live player data, and then the bots just act out that data. So where to place the gadgets, where to roam, where to anchor, which weapon to use, which secondary to use. All of this is actually dictated directly from the bots themselves. So for the first time, we're actually going to be bringing bots into Quick Match exclusively for new installs only.
Okay.
So if you've just installed the
What?
game, you've never played Siege before,
Oh,
there's
I
a
just
chance in your
came
very, very
everywhere.
first matches of Quick Match that you'll be able to play against a bot match. The reason why we're doing this is we still struggle against putting new players into our existing PvP pool.
Right.
Going up against Quick Match, it's very, very difficult for us to, give them or tweak with them a positive experience. Basically, a lot of our players, even if we try with our, skill-based matchmaking or, trying to incorporate with clearance level, it still has limitations because players know
This is
maps,
literally the
they know
Fortnite treatment.
operators, they know how to play and counter.
Bots for new
and
players.
New players just get destroyed, basically.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I used to play at the beginning of Siege, and then I hadn't played for a long time, and then I started again, and I was like, oh my god, I'm getting
A lot of
absolutely destroyed. So yeah, this is a really good opportunity for like that to be a little bit slower and like just okay,
think that'll be
introducing you slowly
good.
to everything that's going on, as opposed to like just getting absolutely destroyed immediately as you're jumping in. So yeah, there's multiple phases, right, of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, well, absolutely. There's phase one. So phase one is, again, this is exclusively for new installs that have never played before. They will play against with bot teammates going up against a team of bots. After they play a couple matches, they go to phase two, where they have players on their team and they're going up against bots.
Ooh, okay.
And then finally phase three, which is an improved matchmaking that we're trying with, including clearance level as a higher value to try to match those new players together. So this is something that we're testing. I do know, and I'm aware, that it's a sensitive topic, bringing bots into Quick Match. Again, it's exclusively only for new installs, new players. But we are talking today with our most active community. So if there's opportunities where players see for us to maybe bring bots into other situations, we're open to listening to it. I'm okay to come back to a live stream like this and say how it went. This is a test that we're doing in Season 2 with those new installs, with those new players, and let players know how did it go. But thinking about situations, right? Like right now we don't backfill if it's match point in Quick Match. So sometimes you end up in like a 5v3 or even worse.
That's what I was going to mention.
And that was Quick matches. And what ends up happening is that it just encourages other players to leave, and then the match just kind of falls apart. And sometimes it was a good match.
I have a lot to say about
maybe
this.
there's an opportunity
We'll talk about it after.
in match point to backfill with bots, potentially. That's just one example. Another example could be I'm a player that hasn't played for years, and I come back to Siege. Maybe it's okay to have a couple bot matches to kind of warm up in that experience. But again, that's not what we're doing with Season 2. With Season 2 is just, I've never played Siege before. I click on PvP, you might get a bot match.
Okay. I mean, and by the way, guys, if you want to see stuff like that, like what Josh just mentioned in terms of bots, please let us know in the chat. We might do a seasonal survey
Josh,
at some
it's
point.
Christopher.
Who knows? But yeah, we're always listening. We're always watching. We're always seeing what you guys want to have in the game. So
also, if I don't mind, just one more thing. Again, we are talking to our most active community today. So I'll just say, how do I identify a bot?
Yeah, I think that's important.
So there's three ways that you can identify if it's a bot that's that you're playing against. One is there's a number at the start of their name. So that's one of the giveaways, is that bots would always start with a number at the beginning of their name. Another one is you can't add them as a friend. And another one is you can't report them. So those buttons are just missing on the squad, like on the player profile panel, for example. So that's like a telltale sign of it's a bot. Once again, it's only for new players, new installs. Ideally, players are not smurfing. But if you want to see what are those signs for, is that a bot or not, those are the telltale signs.
Fair enough. And I guess another thing that's important with these bots, or maybe it's not important, I'm just curious, like, do you feel like they're representative of how a human might act in a real game?
I mean, they use player data.
They're getting better. Honestly, we have a full team that's constantly working on our bots and improving them season by season.
What if the
adding new
bot
bots
is
to play
cheating?
as, or
It
new
does go off
operators that
player
you can
data,
play
you're
against.
right.
Like there's some operators like a zombie that's been very difficult for us to bring into the bots matches. but ultimately they are improving. And do they replicate player behavior? Yes, because they're given player behavior to play off of. So they're basically kind of replicating very common situations.
Okay.
Someone trying to ask what's my
And,
whiteboard budget.
Let's see here.
I
Just
think this was like 500
I have-
bucks.
Yeah. Okay. This is actually an important one that I want to ask you. So, can you skip these phases if you just want to jump straight into PvP?
So for season 2, the answer is no. The reason why, again, it's a test. We're wanting to see what the value is on having those bot matches at the beginning of a player's journey. So encouraging that we do have the data ultimately on reflecting our players playing more matches. Are they sticking around? Are they falling in love with the uniqueness of Siege? Those are interesting data points that we really want to learn. So in season 2, the answer is no, but for the future, we'll discuss. And again, I'm happy to come back and report back on how the test went.
Absolutely. And I think we already covered this next one that I was curious about, but like, will bots be introduced in regular game modes, or is it strictly for onboarding? But you already mentioned, right, that's
Yeah,
something that we want to hear
exclusively for
from
new
everyone.
installs.
Yeah, exclusively
Yeah,
for new
excuse me.
installs, and that's it. So, yeah, I think that pretty much covers up our,
just team
our
killed.
conversation on that one. But one more topic we kind of want to go through is player protection. You know, kind of an update on what was happening previously, right, and what we talked about previously, and let you guys know how it's going. So I guess my question to you then, Chris, is how are things going? Is there any updates you want to share?
Yeah, so last time we did a community live stream, it was 100% focused on player protection. Actually, no, we touched on testing grounds as well,
Yes,
but
yes.
mostly it was on player protection. So ultimately, we announced that we were going to start banning on Mousetrap, and I'm happy to say that we have started banning on Mousetrap. We've been banning our worst offenders. We've been banning those that are showing other telltale signs of being a bad actor within our community, and Mousetrap bans have begun. Additionally, we did a major update to Mousetrap, and we found it to be 6 times more effective identifying a mouse and keyboard in a console pool. We're well aware that there's more work to do in terms of detecting recoils. We mentioned last time in the community live stream, we are actively working on this, and we'll have more to announce soon. But for M&K on consoles, so players playing mouse and keyboard in consoles, we've started the ban phase, and we've been improving our systems.
That's
And,
just for mouse
are there
and
any other
keyboard, not
updates? I know
for.
last time we talked about toxic
recoil scripting.
behavior and monitoring text chat and voice chat. Has anything changed there?
Yeah, so last time we talked about the sensitivity levels. Like, not all players have the same sensitivity levels. What we've done is just basically taken a big step back in terms of how sensitive the systems have been. Players are likely noticing that they're getting flagged less often, right, than for the chat communications. Also, we completely stripped away the idea of something that's slightly offensive or moderately offensive. We just said, just let that roll. You don't see that yellow text anymore that says, hey, maybe this is offensive.
Yeah.
We just removed that idea altogether. There's one other thing that we've been working on, which is we've been trying to detect positive communication. So players that are making callouts, players that are saying, upstairs, downstairs, big tower, like those are strong positive callouts that are helping with the match. That's being a good teammate. So if players check the reputation center, they're likely going to see they're getting flagged for positive communication at a much higher rate than they were in the past.
That's awesome. Yeah. Always important to have that be reinforced, right?
That's right.
Me when I never
anything
give
else
callouts,
you
though.
want to share regarding player protection before we move on?
I think the key part is that it's an ever active topic for us. It's a mouse and cat game. We're always going to be updating our systems. We have a team that's fully committed to it. We've been ramping up. We had a lot of big wins, and it's going to be a topic that we're always going to be committing to fight against. And there's going to be up and downs, but stick with us because we are 100% committed to that fight.
Sounds good. All right. That does wrap up our coverage here. And I promise, guys, I haven't. Oh, yeah, I am there. Okay. Hey. I just thought my camera wasn't seeing. We're seeing a lot of STL coverage coming through, though. But yeah, if you guys have any questions that you want to ask in the chat, please do so now. If you already have been.
Chat, any
we've been monitoring,
questions?
We've been collecting them.
I can
So
type
we're
a
gonna go
question for you
through those
guys.
soon. Before we do, we have some pre-submitted questions that we want to cover here, and we'll go through them. Guys, feel free.
I did
whoever wants to
submit
answer
some
them, just
questions.
throw
I wonder
them
if
out
any
there.
of them are mine. I can't remember what
So
mine were.
first question is, and we may have already answered some of these, but is there a possibility of ranked map rotations while also removing the ban system?
So right now we're not looking at removing the ban system. We like the idea that it has some player agency in the match. So players can kind of choose, okay, I want to avoid that map, but I want to play on this map, etc. So we still feel the map ban phase has a place. I mentioned earlier in the discussion, we are updating the rules at how we populate those maps. You know, a showcased map, X amount guaranteed to be.
Wait, was the
pro maps, and
question,
so
are
on.
they going to ever remove the ban
So that's
system? Because
something
that was
we
my
are actually
question.
bringing for season 2 with rank 3.0. But as of right now, we're not removing the ban phase.
Okay.
It was. That was my
Um,
question.
And then
I'm being
on
heard.
the Dokkaebi remaster, I'm not sure if we can answer this question, but I'm going to put it through anyway. If you can't, just tell me. So far, it looks like Deimos, where you choose someone and call them directly, which I think we kind of teased at SI, right?
Yeah. So
Don't have to go into too much.
I won't go into too much, but yeah, she's definitely. It's not the global call ability is the thing that we talked about at SI being removed. She no longer calls everybody all at once. But we have to look at Dokkaebi's full kit. She had more functionality than just calling people. She could hack into the network, and that had functionality. So there's other aspects that are existing in her kit on what she can do, and of course, like the effect of what she's doing and how is that effective compared to say a Deimos. Where is that intel coming from? How is that being communicated? These all change those different vectors. She's still a hacking expert. I think that's the best way to do it with, threading the needle here.
Okay, fair enough. Next question, kind of very heavily focused on player protection here. When will we be seeing bans for macros and console cheaters?
That's my question,
Yes,
too.
we know it's a big topic.
Two questions,
we are
baby.
actively working on it. We are. We mentioned last time we
That was
actually
like
had
literally
some
word for word
partnerships
my
with some pro
question.
teams that kind of really helped us gather some recoil data, especially on PC. So we'll be bringing it to the PC pool first, and then the console pool after will be looked at. It's something. It's a big topic for us. We're actively working on this.
Okay, and the next question is actually pretty much the same thing, so we're going to move past that one. And then are ranked map rotations already being changed here? And we discussed that already.
Yeah, it's likely based on our seasonal survey where
Yeah.
we kind of teased the fact that this season we're adding maps instead of swapping. And yeah, we did get cold feet on bringing some of those casual maps into to ranked, but also we're listening to our community. Like we had the seasonal survey out there. Taking Favela as an example, over 70% of players said this would negatively affect my ranked experience.
Really?
It's how do you just add it and move forward?
Bunch of
We're
babies in the
open to
community.
continuing those discussions. We do see opportunities with these mini-map reworks to bring updates. We're going
Also, I just realized the Deimos question was my question, too. That was 3 questions of mine.
Competitively for us, because we do want a
were
larger
all my
pool so we can do
questions.
the rotations more effectively.
The one thing that really came from that too is when we saw that data come in, we saw that 70%. I mean, that's a punch in the face. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
we got to change our strategy here. And I remember the call we were in, and we were talking about it. We were with Max, who's our esports director, and we were going over like 9 maps. They're not moving. We need our 9 pro maps, 100%. And we were talking about it. And I remember Chris at one point just said, well, if we just add them all in. And then I was like, yeah, all right, let's do it. Because and again, we're chasing that fun and that entertainment, and that's
Add
kind of
everything.
the joy of it. We're mid-season. Let's have a little spike of, fun and change things up a little bit.
Okay, and I guess another question on the maps, can you make it a map vote instead?
Yeah, so
That's
that's
a
a
good
it's a
one.
big change. I guess ultimately at the end of the day, if you look at when we added new maps, we added Emerald Plains.
Yeah.
So this is now going back a long time ago, year 7, season 1. But we added Emerald Plains. It was the first map we had added in a long time, and it was just immediately banned and removed from the game. So would it have been voted on? Probably not. We then took a stance and said, going in with Nighthaven Labs, saying, well, guess what? It's a new map. For at least its launch season, it's now going to be featured, and you won't be able to ban it. And what ended up happening is that Nighthaven's appreciation increased over time.
Yeah.
So, we've had some different learnings about, sometimes you kind of have to say, this season, we want it to feel different. We don't want it to feel more of the same. We have a new map. Guess what? It's going to get played.
Yeah, I think there are opportunities to find ways and get the community
Interesting
involved
insight.
with decisions that are being taken here. Like obviously we're listening to the surveys, but I'll go back to and this is kind of off the cuff, I'll go back to the example when we launched that Ash bundle. It was 3 different versions of Ash and the community voted on it, and then that's what went live. I would love for more opportunities to do stuff like this with the content in the game. So
Yeah.
maybe there are other things we can do, but we'll discuss and we'll figure out what those kind of touch points are to get the community involved and have impact for what's showing up in the season.
All right, and go
I want
ahead.
to say one last thing. Recently we did an April Fool's stuff.
Yes.
Right?
This is so good.
It was kind of like
So for apparently everyone
we're having
left.
fun. Obviously, we're bringing
Kudos
our
was
most
tweeting about
casual
that.
maps and putting it into our ultimately our most competitive playlist that we have. And it was pretty well received,
Yeah.
right?
Really?
So just because it's not necessarily in ranked doesn't mean that those maps need to stay in casual. I think we can find other ways to have fun.
Absolutely. Anything else? Okay, just want to make sure. Okay,
Oh,
and
that's
then
good to know
the
they're
final
open to
question
that.
we had pre-submitted, then I'll go to the live questions. For Secure Boot, will it eventually be rolled out into ranked and the whole game? I think we kind of covered this last time, but let's reiterate again.
Yeah, so Secure Boot is definitely going to get rolled out. It's part of our R6 Shield Guard Secure platform, which includes Secure Boot, TPM 2.0, and many other aspects. But ultimately, that's going to be launching for Legend Division. We're going to have that roll out. We're going to see how that goes. And then if we get big wins through that system, then yes, we'll be looking at, where else do we bring it, including ranked. So that is a target for us, but it's not necessarily something that we will be doing in the short term. For now, it's exclusive to the Legend Division.
Okay.
It's like Chris mentioned, like when it comes to anti-cheat and protecting the game, this is an ongoing battle. We are never going to neglect tools that are available to us that allow us to secure the game.
Yeah.
And that's really what it is. And we are constantly looking at new technologies and new things that we can do and implement in order to keep the game secure so we can all just enjoy the game.
Okay. We do have maybe still an elephant in the room here that we want to address here, and that's in terms of Marketplace, right? And what's happening there. Maybe
Everyone in chat wanted me to
a
ask about
rundown of what the
Marketplace.
current
Here's your
status is.
answer.
Yeah, so Marketplace is still closed, and ultimately we're just looking at account security. It opened up a lot of different, exploits for players to be targeted for their accounts, for their inventories, for many different aspects, and we just need to make sure that we keep players safe. So at the end of the day, that's where the work is going right now. It's less about because we don't want it as part of the oh my
There goes our
proximity alert.
no more proximity alerts are going to come through.
But no, ultimately we're looking at account security, and when we feel that the account security efforts are matched up to the expectations we have for Marketplace, we'll be looking at reactivating.
There you go.
And,
it's not coming
just
back
looking
soon.
to see if we have more questions come through. A lot of it was honestly about Marketplace. I think people are
Okay.
just wondering what's going to be happening.
Yeah, there's a lot of appetite for Marketplace, and I
Yeah.
understand
Yeah,
that
yeah.
as well.
Yeah, for sure. Someone's asking about DMRs and will they be updated or
Ooh.
rebalanced?
We are actually looking at DMRs right now.
Okay.
So as I mentioned earlier, we were talking about nerfing different things because DMRs are definitely in the category of there needs to be adjustment there. And the question is, how do you do it without completely killing the weapon class? And we have multiple avenues we're looking at and exploring, but that testing's happening right now. So it's been something we've talked to our pros in the pro workshops to get an understanding, because obviously DMR show up a lot more at higher level lobbies just by the very nature of it. And that's the funny thing is when you look at the data, their pick rate is like substantially smaller than like full ARs and stuff like this, but just by the nature of the beast, you have to hit your shots, and you're probably seeing it in STL. Like I'm sure people are running them, but ultimately
Seen 2 round
we are
Rooney
looking
like
at
every
them
round.
and trying to find essentially the best solution to keep them controlling the space, just like an operator, but within the armory. So
I would say, like, also when you mentioned the bouncing and looking at we don't look at just percentages. We look at the MMR, the play rate within those different. Ultimately, there's a bell curve. So when you go to the higher MMR, it is a smaller percentage of players because it's just a bell curve. That's naturally how things will work. But we take that very seriously. Like we're not discounting it because it's a small percentage. In fact, that's the top of our game. So we do pay close attention to what's happening there.
Right.
And
That's
I think we've
important.
mentioned a couple other things.
Chat will
like
complain about
whenever
that, but
we
that's
see,
important.
Let's say like SI is going on, whatever is happening on SI is going to show up in the game at all, like multiple ranks, much further down than you'd expect, just because people start to mimic the strats that they see, and they're like, okay, well if they're running this DMR or whatever, I got to learn it, and then it can amplify the impact in the overall game. But the point being, it's definitely something we're monitoring and adjusting. So regardless of how big any issue is,
Right.
we still recognize it as something we want to address.
Okay. We have some more fun questions, let's say, coming in. Will we see night maps? Can we talk about that at all? I mean, it's just been asked a lot.
No. So
yeah.
the one thing I've said about just lighting in general when it comes to Siege is we did a huge update for Siege X, like just overhauled our entire lighting system, but that system's maturing. This is something that we're doing. We're improving it in the back end for just development purposes, like behind the scenes development, making sure it's easier for our teams to use and our artists to use. Yeah. You can see that with the modernized maps. You'll see just them looking so much more rich with everything going on. But it's an evolution of tech, and we have to continue
Lighting's
to
just
make those
weird to me.
evolutions.
Corners are too
so
dark.
Investments in Siege, investments in where we can take the game are things that we're always talking about.
Um,
It's the best like non-direct answer. Don't worry, I'm calling myself on it. It's fine.
no worries. I
No
mean,
real
look,
info there.
we got. I mean, we were talking about balancing and stuff like that. People are asking a 1.5 scope.
The 1.5. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do I? So 1.5 is a really interesting one because it had all the benefits with none of the negatives. And that's one of the things we talk about in Siege is that there's pros and cons to every action you take, and there's pros and cons to everything you bring in your gear. So if you bring the DMR, you better hit your shots.
Yeah.
And as we can tell, like not all players are at that skill, so they'll stay to fully automatic weapons.
Right.
But that's the same thing. Like depending on what you're bringing in the field, there has to be the repercussions for doing so because consequence is kind of
He's
the
right.
nature of Siege.
1.5 was too strong across the board.
1.5 really didn't have that. It just was. It was the joy of everything. And I'm gonna admit, I love the thing too. Like this is not like not liking it, but finding how we can make comfort there because there is a very real comfort conversation about that. Especially like honestly, when we talk about console players, they sit 12 feet, 8 feet away from their
Yeah,
TV and stuff like this.
That's
so having
crazy.
the proper magnification, it makes a big difference. We are constantly reevaluating different sites. Sites being the actual.
I didn't even think about
attachment,
that.
and looking into new ways in which we can enhance that experience in the gunplay overall. But again, you can't have all the things because if you have all the things on one thing, you choose nothing else, and nothing else has purpose. So we have to keep that in mind.
Okay. Another question on weapon balancing. Will the SMG 12 be nerfed, updated,
Ooh,
or balanced?
it's a good one.
Can I just say
Can you say
yes to
anything?
all those?
Okay.
Because it will. Yeah, we're looking at it right now.
Okay.
Like,
Not in this patch, but it's definitely a focus.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Because again,
Ooh.
listening to the community and looking at this stuff. Now I'm not. I'll say yes, but you don't know which one of those that I said yes to. So,
Still vague.
yeah.
No, it's cool. Yeah, I'm just sorry. There's a lot of stuff coming in now. Again, I don't know if we can say anything here. You kind of hinted at it before, Josh, but like someone's asking, when are we getting Nock, Zofia, and Yana buffs?
That I'm not going to spoil.
Yeah, I
like,
figured.
no. See, the funny thing with there are a few levers left to play with on these operators and to take a look in. But I'll be honest, if we get to the point where those levers aren't making the needle
just
move the way
buffed
we need
Nook
to, then
and
it
Yana.
falls into that new kind of
2
like
seconds.
like the rework territory.
Right.
And I think that's honestly like I can see that conversation in the community where people are like, oh, this needs to be a remaster or rework this. And the reality is we want to try a couple more levers before we go that far.
Okay.
But that's how much care we have for each one of our operators that we don't want any of them to be questioned for their position in the game. We want them to be like, yeah, they're awesome at XYZ. I love that they're in my roster. I'm super pumped that I have learned to play them because, again, if you have a deep operator roster and you can just swap through, target ban me all day long, it's not going to matter. You're going to run out of bans, right?
Exactly.
So it's and that's ultimately the goal there.
As long as each operator like owns their own little space, right? I
Right.
guess is the point. Okay, cool. And then another question here: could we see secure area or hostage come to unranked?
we already know
and have a
about-
weekly highlight playlist.
Hostage
well, that's
possibility.
interesting. So we announced at the SI that we were looking into, where does hostage fit ultimately? Secure area is in that same conversation. Looking globally at the 3 game modes that we have today, like right now they're just lumped into quick match, and you have an option to kind of turn them on or off. Most people have
Just
turned them
love
off,
Dex,
and then
bro.
they just forget what their settings were.
Right.
And then after that, they just go and they click quick match and they play bomb. Trying to highlight those modes because there are core modes that have been around for a long time. Like Hostage is dear to my own personal heart because it was like the reveal trailer, right? Like they were playing Hostage.
Right. Yeah.
So, trying to see if we can kind of capture the magic of those modes and try to highlight them. We talked about having fun with the Siege Cup. Like that could be a potential way, but we are looking at ways that we can support those modes more than we are today. But I think at the end of the day, we learned this through Dual Front, is that those modes need to be played. So how can we highlight those modes? How do we give them the space that they need to succeed and make sure that we can service them? And what we've heard from players, we actually did some workshops recently, is that at the end of the day, there needs to be some kind of competitive edge with these game modes, or else they just kind of fall flat. So we'll be looking at that more directly of like, okay, how can we kind of support that in the future? But we have nothing to announce today.
Okay, still go ahead.
Well,
I
I
have
think the
thoughts.
ultimate, like everything Chris said is like bang on, and then the reality is we recognize that bomb is the central pillar of Siege.
Right.
Like there's no denying that. But hostage and security very much could be supporting around that central pillar, and that's honestly where we're looking into, because we want to have that flexibility within the ecosystem of the game.
Very cool. Looking through more questions here. This one's kind of always a hot topic, so I guess I'll ask it for you guys since you keep on asking. Are you adding ACOGs back to Defenders?
No, please no.
I don't know if you probably can't answer that directly at all, but
So
yeah.
I'll say this. I'll say that the point has been, like, obviously, like it's been a point that we've talked about for, well, it's come up a bunch. It's not falling on deaf ears, if that makes sense. This is something we are actively listening to and making sure that we're finding ways in which we can do this. I mentioned we're looking at sites, so
Yeah.
I know I'm being vague.
No, it's okay.
Oh, possibility
I mean, you
ACOG
can't
could
always
come
say
back,
exactly,
but
it's really-
unlikely.
See, there you go. I think that's the point. And I'm looking through to see if we got more questions coming in. Not seeing anything. I want to give people like a couple of minutes to see if they have anything else they want to ask. But anything else you want to add on all the topics we discussed today
think
that
of
maybe
what
you
else
feel we might have missed
I would
or
want to
I think
say.
honestly, like just how much players enjoy these conversations, you know, and the types of topics that they'd want to see. Like we have
yeah.
lots of developers here on site that we can be talking to.
Oh
talking
my
about
God,
whether
look
it's
at the
universal
comments.
lore, talking about, you know, our menu structures, talking about
What the hell, guys? I'm not
anything
even
that
going to
they'd
bother
like to
putting
know
in a
about,
question.
the game. Obviously, Josh and I are always available, but there's other developers here that can add, you know, a lot more insight into game development or Siege's development, if you will. So just hearing about the topics that players want to hear with these, you know, live streams, I think that would be interesting.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, guys, keep your messages coming in. I think we're going to wrap up now, but thank you so much for tuning in to this community checkpoint. We will have another one very soon into the future. We're going to continue covering player protection. It's going to be an important focus for our community checkpoints. And, of course, other topics like Chris was saying.
Another one
Anything else
soon.
you guys want to hear about, please let us know. But for now, we are signing off. Thank you so much for coming out, and hope you have a great day.
Thank you.
All right. A lot of info there. A lot of stuff for us to go over, chat. Let me get my webcam and stuff back to where it should be. Okay. So, let's talk. I'm gonna take a photo of this and post it on Twitter real quick. I keep forgetting. I haven't tweeted that I've been live for like the last 4 days. I keep forgetting, so I'm just gonna do this as my going live tweet.
I just love Dex,
I can't even
bro.
tell if you can read this.
I wish I
My
could
spelling
understand
is so
why
bad.
SMG12 is not being touched in this patch.
I'm not spelling my writing. Okay. Tweeted it. Now, before we get into it, I have not been paying attention to any of the alerts, so I'm going to go through them real quick. Thank you for the 18 months from Maverick. I wish I could understand why SMG12 is not being touched in this patch. Probably they just want to get more info and not do anything too crazy. Also, there's always the possibility that something has already been planned and they're going to be coming out with soon, and they don't want to, you know, double up on it. Also, thank you for the 2 months from Azrael and 25 months from Manny. Gravies with the
Happy
tier
Friday.
3. Thank you for the tier 3. Only Thus with the 5 gifted. Thank you for the 5 gifted. And then 2 months from JG Lundvall. Ganschruber, Femboy Toast, Joe Ponzi with the 6 months. Thank you all for the subs. Okay, so I've written everything out. That went longer than I expected. That was an hour-ish. So we'll try to talk about this without going too crazy into detail because I don't want to bore you guys and just repeat everything. I think probably one of the most interesting things to me was the bots, but we'll just, I feel like we just start from the far end and work our way over. That's somewhat legible. So for ranked maps, they're not going to remove the new maps, which is good. We were complaining about that. They're adding back in Canal, Skyscraper, Theme Park, and Outback. They're not getting Favela because they said 70% of the community said it would negatively impact them. That is crazy to me. But now, from now on, every season maybe, they're going to have one showcase map, which is a map that you cannot ban. Obviously, for next season, it'll be Calypso Casino because that is the brand new map. But they said moving forward, like Villa, when it gets a slight rework, that will become the showcase map. And then I assume every other season, whenever they do something special with a map, it'll become the showcase map. And then, so every time you go to play ranked, you'll have 5 maps. You'll have the showcase map, and then you'll have 2 Pro League maps, and then you'll have 2 of the seasonal maps. So it'll always be a mix of like new, pro, and not casual, but more casual. Which is good. I think that's a pretty good mix because that means it'll be more like, it'll be a better variety. Because imagine how people would get when they're like, oh, the 5 maps I got were Canal, Skyscraper, Theme Park, Outback, and Favela, or Emerald Plains, and they'd be like, this is awful. All 5 of these are awful. So you'll never have that situation again where you have a lot of maps from one map pool. It'll always be a varied amount. I think that's a great change. It's a very complicated system the way they explained it, but how it'll show up for you guys means it's very simple and you don't have to worry about it. It'll just always be a good variety of maps. And then they said, so they'll have a map pool, a seasonal map pool, and then they'll always keep rotating those out at the mid-season point. Not happening this season, apparently, but next season. And then they mentioned that because everyone hated Favela so much, that the possibility of Favela getting reworked, which has already been reworked. It's already Favela 2.0, so now we're going to get Favela 3.0 on top of probably Rank 3.0. But obviously Favela is not going to come anytime soon. But they did mention that someone asked about a pick system. So instead of banning maps, how about you pick the maps you want to play? And then they just mentioned that picks aren't as good because when it comes to picks, people will always just pick what they know and not really expand. But then they mentioned when they brought out Nighthaven Labs and they prevented people from banning it, and it was just always an option. They couldn't pick it, but it was always an option. People warmed up to it more and they actually enjoyed it more. So it's better to have a ban system with like one map that can't be banned than it is to just let people choose the same maps over and over again, which makes sense because imagine people making it to champ and they only play Oregon coastline and like border. It wouldn't really make a lot of sense. But for everything for maps, I think this is all really good. I'm not a fan of them removing Favela, but they did mention that they are open to the idea of adding a lot more maps because people want them and they have content, so why not release that? But obviously, they don't want to upset everyone because, I don't know, apparently you guys are you hate on maps like Favela, even though I think it's a good change. It's something new. Play something different. Siege community, not about different, not about fun. They want same old, same old. All right, this is the biggest one to go over. A lot of changes with the mid-season things, but some of them a little bit more disappointing. I thought, not that they would all be Raura level, but I thought we'd be getting larger changes than some of these. But overall, these are all things that will impact the game in one way or another, just probably not changing pick rates too much, just validating some picks. But we'll start with the big one. Raura is going to be huge now. So basically, to quickly summarize, because a lot of you guys already saw it, you can shoot it from way farther, from 10 meters farther away. It'll close and open faster, or close faster for attackers. It already opens fast for attackers, and it'll be way slower for defenders. And then you get them right away. You don't have to wait for them to charge up. Smoke getting his deployable shield is like the tiniest change, but a lot of people will go crazy for that, especially in Pro League and high-level ranked, because now you don't need to have like recruit bring a shield, or I don't even know who else has them. But like you don't have to worry about mixing and matching. It's just Smoke will bring it. Smoke can set up site, and he has a deployable shield, and he can play anchor spot. So overall, good for him. Jackal, they're reverting the nerf where you could no longer scan from below. You had to scan from above or on the floor that you're on. You can now scan footprints from below, and he got nades back, which apparently they said, but I didn't hear that, so that's on me. Glaz, they kind of mentioned, but it was kind of hard to understand exactly what they meant by it, but it sounds like right now they said it's 12 seconds if you start moving from full charge of the thermal. It'll take 12 seconds to go from full charge to you can't see through smoke. And now that's getting increased to 15 seconds, so you can move more before it goes to nothing, which I don't know if I believe the 12 seconds. I feel like it goes way faster than that. I feel like I moved 2 steps and my thermal's gone, but they said it was 12 seconds, and they said it was like fuzzy. So I don't know. I don't really understand that, but we'll see that when it comes. Clash now has 5 extra seconds of shocking, which will just make her stronger. Grim, they kind of went over, but they said it in a weird way. They just said you'll have more time to react to shoot the canister. Because right now, when the canister lands, you can shoot it to destroy it before the bees go off. And that was a big issue with it before, was that it took too long to deploy, so Grim was bad. So they sped it up, but now they're going to slow it down again? But I don't know how you add more time to shoot without just making it really weak, because it's now going to take too long to deploy? I don't know. But they said it also depend on if it's bouncing and if it's not bouncing. I don't know. So that we're going to have to wait and see. And people were mentioning in chat, it goes to show how many of you guys are in the lower ranks, because people were like, well, Jaeger exists. Well, Mai exists. But like, there's a reason Grim is one of the most banned operators in Pro League and even in high level ranked, because he just is really strong and super easy to use. So it makes sense that they would try to nerf him a little bit. And again, people saying, just bring Jaeger, just bring Wamai. Luckily for you guys, this will actually be better for you guys. Because again, you'll have more time to shoot. But you guys are also worse, so you'll miss a lot of shots. So this probably won't affect you that much, but it'll affect high-level play a lot more. Other changes that were like kind of minuscule, but you know, something. Frost, the debuff from hitting her frost mat now lasts 10 seconds longer, which I don't think pick rate is going to change at all on Frost for that, or ban rate. It's going to be the exact same. It's just more of a punishment if you just self-revive. And then Thunderbird heals 50% faster, which when we talked about Lion, 50% buff was insane, but I don't think 50% is going to change Thunderbird that much. I don't know how many people are going to be bringing Thunderbird just because she heals faster. But again, the reason why Thunderbird is so low picked is because in high rank, you generally don't just take damage and walk away. You die. People get headshotted. People get finished. They get pinched. There's no chance of you really taking a ton of damage, walking back to site, and healing. That's also why Doc is not picked that much. So for Dokkaebi, I was very disappointed that they did not give us a lot more information, but I also kind of get it. They don't want to step on the toes of the Salt Lake City reveal panel, because this will all be revealed there, and they don't want to, you know, spoil it all. But basically, they just said with Dokkaebi, they said that her gadget is global and it's too impactful, and those were the main things they were looking at. And then later, they mentioned that when they're looking at reworking her gadget, they're making it not global, and that they said about hacking, they're just like, the hacking is too much. The fact that she can hack one phone and hack everything was pretty substantial, because like they said, for primary gadgets, if she hacks one person's phone, Valkyrie, Maestro, Echo, bulletproof cameras are all now null and void. They're useless. So I think my guess is that they're going to make it where, they already showed it, you choose one specific person to call, and you call them, and when you're hacking, I would imagine it'd have to be like, you have to hack Valkyrie's phone to gain access to her cameras. You have to hack Echo's phone to gain access to his yokais. That would be my guess, because they're trying to make it less global, more direct. Or they might make it where the alternative would be, instead of hacking and permanently having access, they'll make it where like she can hack into Maestro's cameras for 10 seconds, something like that. Which I think would be a little crazy, because imagine going for a plant, and then she hacks into Valkyrie's cams or yokai's and prevents them from preventing the plant because they just can't access it. That'd be a little crazy. But that's really all they said. But they talked a bit more about remasters, and this is something that a lot of people have been worried about because they're like, well, Season 4, it says it's the final remaster. Does that mean they're never going to remaster operators again? No, obviously they're always going to. I just think they're going to be moved more towards like mid-season. So they said like Raura wasn't really a remaster, but it's a substantial change. Thorn wasn't really a remaster, substantial changes. Scopos, same thing. So I imagine they're going to work more towards that, where they want to do, for the mid-season, they're just going to have kind of a remaster, but not a full remaster. But they said it's not going to be the final rework, so they'll still just do big changes, and they kept saying the levers. They're going to keep pulling on the levers and changing things to make operators better without dedicating a whole season to them. Because they want to focus on new ops, new gadgets. That's the focus of the season. And then, okay, onboarding. This, people had a lot to say about, and I was actually surprised. I didn't think people would care that much. So, bots. They want to add bots to Siege. And I know this is a huge, huge talking point in the gaming community as a whole. I actually saw I think it was just yesterday, I saw a clip from like whenever Fortnite came out, like 2018 or whatever, of a couple of kids getting their first victory royale and then going crazy. And then all the comments were just filled with people being like, this was before lobbies were filled with bots. Like, you could get a victory royale and not feel like it's just bots, blah, blah. And people are worried that Siege is going to be going in that direction, I guess. It's not. They basically said bots are only going to be for new install players. And I get that you guys are like, oh, but I hate playing a game and just playing against bots. It works. I know you guys don't like to hear that, but it fucking works. People, when they play a new game and they get an easy lobby against bots, they feel good about themselves when they win. Again, you might not like to hear that, but it works. Prime example, we played PUBG for the first time in years, right? Priest loaded it up. He played his first game. He won, dropped like 27 kills, and for the rest of the night was bragging about how good he was. And I was like, Priest, that was a bot lobby. For these battle royales, they give you bot lobbies for your first few. He's like, no, like, what are you talking about? He's like, no, those were real people. I just shit on them. I'm like, Priest, you dropped 27 kills in your first game after not playing this game for like 10 years. You don't think those were bots? And he's like, no, they were real people. It doesn't matter whether they know it's bots or not. People feel good about beating and like winning easily at the beginning. It makes them want to play more. It's also why mobile games have adapted that strategy of give you really easy things at the beginning so you feel good about yourself and you're more likely to stay, because the stats don't lie. When people play a game for like the first time and they lose, they're way more likely to never play again, to uninstall and move on because they don't find that fun. If you lose right away, you probably just won't keep playing. It's the same reason why a lot of people for hobbies or for even just games, sports, whatever, if you pick something up and you're just bad at it right away, most people are just like, I don't want to play this anymore because I'm bad at it. And they don't want to put in the effort to get better. But if they think they're better right away, again, they're just going to keep doing it. So overall, I think this is a good change. And I like the way that they're doing it. So they said, when you are a new install player, the first phase you go through is everyone you play is a bot. Your teammates, your enemies. And then once you start to get your bearings a bit, which they haven't said how many games it'll be, but they said you'll move on to phase 2, where all of your team will be real people and the enemy will be bots. And then in phase 3, it's just normal matchmaking from my understanding. So again, this is only for new installs. It's only for their first few matches, and it's only in quick match. And then they expressed the idea of putting bots in other modes. And I think probably the most important thing that they could add a bot to, if someone gets downed or leaves in the middle of a round, their character should become a bot. And then if they join back, they can take over the bot again. Specifically, this is tackling cav interrogations. How many people get down by cav and then leave right away? Make that character a bot. You don't even have to give them the option, or you don't have to add the thing where they can take over the character again, but just leave the character there. So if people try to do some shit where they leave, their character's still there. And if, like, even if it's not for intentional, like, malice for leaving, imagine if Thermite disconnects at the beginning of a round. Imagine having at least a bot Thermite that will just go up to the wall and breach the wall. That'd be so much better than just losing your Thermite. So, I don't know. I think this is fine, as long as it's not replacing teammates from the get-go. Like, if I load into a lobby and I see my teammates are bots, I'm going to hate it. But if my friend disconnects for a round, throw in a bot. Sure, I don't care. Let the bot walk in. At least use utility. Don't make me lose utility. So, I'm fine with it. The community seemed to be very upset about that, but I think it's fine. I did find it funny, though. They said bots are based off of player data, and then someone mentioned, is like, what if they take cheater data? Imagine you start playing against bots and they're fucking aimbotting, they're going through the ceiling, they are exploiting by like doing the claymore leg thing. Like, imagine. All right, that's all of onboarding. We'll talk about these two big ones after, but PP, player protection. So, big one, they said they've already started banning mousetrap players. If you have been mousetrapped and you are constantly trying to avoid mousetrap, or you are constantly being mousetrapped, they are just going to start banning you. And they said they have already started doing that. They also said something about that their system is now 6 times more likely to accurately detect real MNK on console. Someone in chat made the joke, 6 times 0 is still 0. They're not wrong. We don't know. They can say 6 times all they want, but we don't know what that means. It's like when they said that they were increasing their anti-cheat team by 3 times, and I was like, isn't there only like 2 people in anti-cheat? I'm just like, well, maybe. They did say for communications, they made their system less sensitive. So instead of like flagging you just because you said fuck, it'll now just let you say it. And as long as you're not being egregiously negative, it won't really care as much. They're also looking at rewarding good comms, which we'll see. We'll see if that ends up happening. 'Cause you'll definitely get people abusing the system like Cross. Cross is the #1 abuser of good comms. At the end of every round, he would say, nice shot, good round, we got this, guys, just to boost his commendations up like crazy. Scum of the earth right there. Now, for the scripts, this is a big one. A lot of people were asking about this. They said that they are going to tackle scripting, like recoil scripting, on PC first and then go to console. My guess as to why they're doing that is because console scripting is way harder to detect because console has less recoil to begin with. I made a whole video about this because I accused someone in one of my lobbies of recoil scripting, and then the content creator on the enemy team said, he's my friend, he's not recoil scripting, he's just really good. And then I sent it to Royal Penguin, he said he probably is recoil scripting, but then he showed me his recoil control. He's like, it's so easy to have perfect recoil control on console because console recoil is just so small. So, because it's hard to determine the difference between an actual recoil script and good recoil control, I'm sure console, they're looking at it later. PC, way easier to detect. If the gun doesn't move on PC, they're recoil scripting. So, they're going to do that. I assume this is probably Season 2, and then console will be Season 3 or Season 4. That's my guess. They did not say any dates, but that's my guess. And then secure boot. Again, big topic of conversation because people always complain about it. They said it's only coming to Legends Division first. So ranked, Siege Cup, none of that will be affected. But then later, if they see good results from Legends, they're going to add it to ranked and Siege Cup. And I know people complain saying, well, now I can't play because I don't have a secure boot PC. I get that that's frustrating. I believe in order to have a PC that can run secure boot, it has to be made in like 2015 or later. So I get that you guys might want your 15-year-old PC to keep running Siege. But at a certain point, while it sucks that you might not be able to play as much, the security of the game is more important. If you have, for example, 10% of the community will no longer be allowed to play ranked, but the other 90% will greatly benefit from cheats now being gone, I might just be Thanos snapping my finger and saying, get rid of those 10%, make it better for the 90%, because I think that's more important. But also, it's also important to remember they said that they only plan to add it to the competitive modes, Legends, Ranked, and Siege Cup. So you could still play Unranked, you could still play Quick Match, but I know a lot of you guys hate anything that's not ranked, so. But I still think this will be good to come for next season. I think it's a good change. Now, last two big points. They said DMRs are being looked at, SMG 12 nerf is being looked at. Nothing in particular that is going to come for sure anytime soon. It's not coming this season, it's not coming this patch, but they said it's being looked at. I'm guessing DMRs, they're concerned about nerfing them on attack too much, but DMRs are popular on attack and on defense. I think they need to be nerfed on both sides. SMG 12, I'm assuming they're just worried about making operators like Warden, Vigil useless, because now people won't run them since SMG 12 will be bad. But in my opinion, I think that just means buff the operator in a different way and then nerf that weapon, because the SMG 12 is a huge problem on console, specifically for recoil scripts. But also, on top of that, I mean, console has less recoil, so people just run that shit like crazy and just abuse the hell out of it. So that is the entire thing covered. I don't know about you guys. I feel like there's a lot of good. I know people love to complain, and I know people say I love to complain. But I think overall, almost everything they did is good. And again, people like to say that Ubisoft never listens, but I feel like 90% of this is actually listening to the community and doing things that will help. A lot of the times we look at the stuff that they've announced and I'm like, this is fucking ass, and like, Siege sucks and it's gonna die. But I look at this now and I'm like, I'm excited for the future of Siege. And unfortunately, no matter how much they update all this stuff, you bitches in chat keep complaining about the marketplace. Guys, the marketplace does not affect your ability to play the game. I get that you guys want to be able to sell stuff. I get that you want to be able to get credits. Boo fucking who. Let's focus on making the game better. Marketplace will come when it comes. Okay? The difference between you being able to sell your skins now and selling it in 5 months, zero difference. Okay? Just enjoy the game, enjoy the good changes, and Marketplace will come when it comes. People were also complaining because they're like, they didn't really say anything. They just left us hanging. Bro, they're working on account security. What do you want them to tell you? Like, oh yeah, we went into the back end and started hashing out the passwords more so that they would be more secure. And then like we rerouted the connection between cosmetics on local and cloud. Like, you guys, you don't give a fucking shit about that. Move on. I'd rather them fix the marketplace and release it when it's fixed than rush anything out just because you guys are bitching and moaning about it. You guys will be fine. Says the rich man. Being rich has nothing to do with this. They are in-game cosmetics that do not affect your life in the slightest bit. If you can only enjoy Siege because of cosmetics, you have a problem. And I am not afraid to say that. You can play a video game without cosmetics. Siege is the only game I ever buy cosmetics for, and it's only because it's my job. I enjoy every other game I play without ever buying cosmetics, because shockingly, it does not impact you. Move on. All right, that is everything. They did not give a release date for the mid-season patch, but we have to assume it's Tuesday. I don't know why else they would announce this all without it being out on Tuesday, but we'll see. Maybe they'll delay it. I don't know. I doubt they would do the panel, though, if they were going to delay it. So probably mid-season on Tuesday on the 14th of April. And then hopefully there's no problems. All right. That is it for the panel. Okay, I'm going to move the whiteboard. Now, for anyone who joined late and they missed the whole panel, they missed the whole whiteboard review, that will all be added to YouTube tomorrow. Like, I'm going to be editing it right after stream. I will make it a video, upload it for tomorrow, so you can go see it tomorrow if you want. Secondly, based on, they said there was more changes that they made that they didn't announce. If they give us the patch notes early, I will make a full video detailing all of the changes coming for the mid-season patch on Tuesday. That'll be the plan. I'll make a whole video where I talk about all the changes, explain why they're good, etc., and I'll have a video on Tuesday for the new season, or for the mid-season, all right? I missed a few subs. Played Table, Bambus Beer, Panic with the 16 months, Rom Sen account with the Prime, Alethi, Manly Big John, Manny with the 25 months, Azrael. I think I already thanked you. Thank you all. Okay. Can I get a DVD copy of the whiteboard review? We can try. Try to make that a thing. Okay, I did add... How do I do this? I don't know if it'll work. I added this emote to chat. For the whiteboard. So it's just whiteboard with 2 W's, both capital. I don't know if it'll work now. I don't know if people will need to refresh to see it, but it's a 7TV emote. So that whenever we do these things, you guys can, use those emotes. Let me know if it's working for you guys. I don't think it's going to work for me because I'm on my OBS chat, but it will also only work for Twitch chat, not YouTube chat, unfortunately. Did it work, Flame Dragon? I can't see it. I pulled it up on my browser. I still don't see it. Okay, chat's saying it didn't work. I don't know how to make it visible. How do I... It just says it's unlisted. Oh, I have to add it to my emotes. Does it work now? Doesn't look like it's working now. It just says it's unlisted. I don't know how to make it public. Oh my god, this guy is very upset. Okay. How do I make it public though? See, look, here's the issue. It says it's unlisted. I don't know how to change that. It works now? I don't see it, but I'm going to trust chat if they say it works. Maybe I also I don't actually. Oh, I didn't have 7TV emotes enabled. I'm so dumb. Is it because I have animated emotes disabled? That actually might be it. I do have them disabled. Oh, I still can't see it. Whatever. I'm going to trust chat can see it. Everyone says it's working. No, I can always see them in OBS. Maybe it's just my personal, like on my browser, I have it disabled or something. I don't know. I would assume because it's an animated emote, it probably, if some people might have settings disabled. But if people are saying it's working, then it's working. Maybe Varsity doesn't have 7 TV. I mean, I have Better Twitch TV, which has an option to see 7 TV emotes, so it should work. But I don't know if it does. Maybe I'll just download 7 TV. Mercedes' wedding explained to guests why they should add hostage back to ranked. Ooh, that was one thing I really I forgot to add that. I want to see that data. They claim that majority of the player base goes into quick match, disables secure area and hostage, and plays. I don't believe that. I believe the majority of the population, if you don't look at the high ranks, you look at the entire Siege population, I believe majority just have everything on and just play. Because, like, at least 50% of the community is the most casual community you'll ever meet. Like, they don't watch any of these streams. They don't watch anything. They play. They play to play. And I refuse to believe that so many of them turn it off, but maybe they do. You have to be right about that. I mean, I know they have the data. I know they could look it up and literally say, nope, you're wrong. But I can't fathom that that the entire or majority of the player base would say, no, I don't want to play with that. It's automatically off ever since Siegex. I don't think that's true. But I'm on my own account, so I wouldn't know. I mean, I could check that by logging into one of my alt accounts and seeing. I think the thing is a lot of people forget when they disable stuff like that, it stays disabled. For example, we had someone in chat not that long ago who said, why is my matchmaking for unranked always 45 minutes? And I was like, do you only have casual maps on? And he's like, I don't think so. And he checked, he's like, oh shit, I only had casual maps on. I was like, yeah, no wonder your matchmaking was taking forever. Yesterday, one of my teammates was able to be defusing while walking. Is that a bug? Probably an exploit of some kind. I assume it happened on PC. If you have the match replay file, please submit it, because that would be interesting to look at. If it was on console, then it probably would be more of a bug, because it's harder to exploit on console. By the way, I don't know how long I'll play today because I do have plans later and I want to edit the entirety of that VOD and upload it. So I need to do all of that before I go out. So I'll probably not play crazy long. And then tomorrow we have everyone on for our normal weekend gaming. So I'll probably play ranked tomorrow and do a longer stream. Also tomorrow, I might be a little bit late. I'm going to try to not be, but I am going to like a farmer's market thing with my friends, and I'm sure they'll probably be like, no, like just stay a little longer, and then I'll probably end up staying a little bit longer. I think for the 93 months, Divna, Varsity Charm increased my headshot percentage by 4%. But what did it do to your penis length, Divna? That's a selling point. get wasted with them. Skittles. We are old. We don't get wasted. It is a like farmer's market at like 8 a.m. Well, vibe C4 chat. The vibe was wrong. I think he killed yellow. The vibe was actually right, but... So, luckily the guy disconnected, because I definitely would have lost this otherwise. Also, good thing I had that camera there. They were able to red ping them in the hallway. I'll take an apple fritter. Skittles, did you ever have the apple fritters when you were here? I know I took Ben and Peter the other time, but I know when you went with Cross and he tried to scam you guys out of money. I don't know if you guys actually got the apple fritters. I was throwing up. Oh, I did forget about that. Such a questionable play. Getting Russian beef jerky from a corner store the day before my wedding. Classic. I'm talking right after your wedding. I think we went with you and Ben a different time, Peter. Skittles, Kit, Priest, and Cross all went to the farmer's market, I think the day before my wedding. They came 2 days before? Or no, it was the morning of. It was the morning of. How is Russian beef jerky different than non-Russian? It's not, but it was just a questionable corner store. I've never heard of Russian Fanta, but they said that they sold it there as well. I'm just like... It's just weird. I don't know why it seems weird to me. Can't wait for the next wedding. Oh. He just got to the top. I was too late on that. Oh. What are you doing down there? You got the diffuser. Oh. Oh. The flash hit me. I thought he was going to peek with that. Oh, Valkyrie, what are you doing? Valkyrie was holding the room that he walked in through. Oh, no. Oh, he's a diamond. That's tough. Typical teammate doing nothing. There's just no worse feeling than when I die and I go to spectate and then my teammate's literally watching where I just died from. I'm like, I know they probably just got there and they weren't holding it the entire time, but I'm like, in that like half a second from where I died, there's no way you just perfectly got there, right? So when actually is the patch? We assume it's on Tuesday. Did it not actually give a full date? I'm sure they will probably announce it later, being like, yep, it's coming out Tuesday or whatever, but we don't know 100%. Oh yeah, I never did my Azami thing. I can't remember. That's the issue. I make these TikToks on the zombie spots and I never use them because they're so weird. And I completely forget how to make them, but I'm going to try to do it. I remember it's on the drink dispenser part. I think to the left of the globe. Maybe it's on the globe. I think it has to be like this. Try it. Can VG help? For what? If there's anything with unbans or shit like that, no, I cannot help you. I think that's too thick. It is too thick. Do we have to go all the way on the left? I think it's time to give up on this. I aim on that one. That was tough. That scared the shit out of me. I swear I counted 7. I did not count 9. But luckily I was holding space, so I just vaulted immediately through. I was not ready for that. I don't think putting on the barbed wire would have covered that much sound, but... Oh, he left after I did that to him. Oh, he fully walked in. Bro, what is this Valkyrie holding? This is the second time I've died and she's just holding where I died from. Someone hit it on your side? I don't think they did. I think the punches were just from Buck punching it, because when you punch the middle, it'll come through. That's why people, when on defense, they'll punch like the lower part, so that you can't see the punch hole. The fact that we're losing in a now 5v3, because my teammates are just... They seem to be very lost. A little sad. Was Matt Dinneman the one author you told us about? He's the author of Dungeon Crawler Carl, which is like the first book I've read in years. Very good book. Highly recommend it. A very good series, I should say. I think book number 8 comes out in May. Can't remember if it's book 7 or book 8. Well, there's nothing I really want to do since we're already in a 5v3. Feels like it'll just be bullying if I do anything in particular. I'll be caught up in no time. Ben. How far are you into book 1? You might get that or a manga. Looking at Operation Bounce House. That just sounds like porn, man. Operation Bounce House? They be fucking. All maps added to the rank pool? No. They said it'll be like 18 maps now. Which is basically, the maps they keep rotating in and out, they're just keeping them all in. What is the book series called? Dungeon Crawler Carl. To give you a very brief summary of it without spoiling anything, it is basically post-apocalyptic type thing, or like post-world ending, but not really normal apocalypse. Aliens, alien society takes over Earth. They make a dungeon, and the humans can race through the dungeon. I don't know why I went Flores. They can race through the dungeon, and if any of them make it to the end... Damn. If any of them make it to the end, they basically get control of Earth. Thank you. But it's basically like Dungeons and Dragons if it was a book. And they're also making it into a TV show. It's being made by the company that made Ted, the movie and TV show. Yeah, I'm not saying my team, you know, sucks, but like, and I was just talking to you guys. We're in a 5v3 and we're losing. Oh, he is holding. I thought he'd be looking up. I couldn't look there without giving up above as well. It was right above me. Chat, it's not a good look for us. He was about to lose a 5v3. And we'll say the cab interrogation did hurt us. Adding all maps is a bot take. So, what I'm hearing is you're essentially against options. Even though you could ban those maps and never have to play them, you're against other people having the option to play them. Make it make sense. We're making the show more of the book. The show's not out. It's not even like in production yet. It's just in like pre-production. Also, I'm not gonna lie. I think I'm just gonna throw, because like, even if we win this match, I don't want to go to overtime in a 5v3. I can't get clips. It's just gonna be lame. So I think it's better we just throw, move on to the next match than it is to keep playing. Maps like Plane do not belong in ranked. So again, you have the option to ban it. You don't like it, you ban it. Why do you want to stop other people from enjoying the game how they want to enjoy it? You want +1? You want to join, Peter? I don't know how long we're going to play today, though. Probably like an hour more. They need to revamp Fortress. I do love when people say some things that make me realize what low rank they are. Fortress is probably one of the best reworks they've done in a while. And the map is very, very good now. If you don't like it, it just means that you're probably not that good. Okay, let's do this. Let's test. So they said from max thermal to no thermal is 12 seconds. I'm going to move at 232. My god, is it actually 12 seconds? Bro, it never has felt like that. It was about 10 seconds before the bars were completely gone. I swear you move 1 foot and you just can't see anything. No, fuck. Oh my god, now he left, bro. Just get me out of this game. I do not want to go to overtime. Yes. No. Fuck. We're now in a 4v2. Oh, he's here. Oh no. Don't kill me. Ask him to surrender. I unfortunately feel like they'll care more about winning than surrendering. I should have said yes to the surrender earlier. I had the option, and I said no. I guess I can eat. Hmm. Did I miss a panel? You did. I should probably update the title. Okay, updated the title. But mid-season panel video will come out tomorrow. I think it's gonna be like an hour and 20 minutes long, so. Take care, Panic. Yeah, we do hacker replays on Sunday. Alright. I'm not going to participate. Again, I'd rather just lose than go to overtime in a 4v2. We'll see if my team can win a 3v2. Why is everyone leaving? Fuck if I know. I'll take a screenshot of it actually and tweet about it. It's been happening a lot more recently that people keep leaving games. Yes. I will happily surrender this situation. This is awful. Why does that actually look like it pierced through fully? I know it didn't, but... I surrender? It's a 4v2. I don't want to play this. Even if we win, it's a 4v2. Right, I have an idea. I have an idea. Alright, now we make a little bullet hole right here for us. Hello? I see you. Alright, I'll go die. I won't waste time. Peter's waiting for me anyways. Kill me. Thank you. How have I dropped like 3 apples? I lack the finger dexterity to hold fruit, apparently. Okay. Let me get everything ready. Discord. I see Sam put in the Discord that the emote is working. I can't see it for some reason. Hello.
Hello.
Peter, how excited are you for the mid-season patch?
I can't fucking wait. Can't wait for the DMR nerf.
Yeah.
Right? Right?
Yep. Are you gonna skip school on Tuesday to play it?
I only have school in the morning, so I could actually come home and play. Well, I gotta go to the gym, and then I can come home and play.
What's Tuesday?
9 to 10:50.
No, like for the gym. Leg day, arm day, push, pull.
I don't know. I don't do it like that.
What does that mean?
I have a rotation, and the next time I go to the gym, it's the next day in the rotation, right? So.
Oh, so you
I
don't do
push,
like
pull legs, upper,
yeah.
lower, but I don't assign it to a day.
You can't do the math?
I could, but I'm saving my brain power for Siege.
Okay. I have not been invited, Panic. I think it's
Just have some
unlikely
Raisin Bran
I'll go.
And now a Greek yogurt.
The what?
I'm eating Raisin Bran and now a Greek yogurt.
Raisin Bran?
Yeah, Raisin Bran.
Like the cereal?
Yeah.
Ooh.
What do you mean?
It's gross. Well, we'll see, Panic, because one, I'll only go if they actually pay me. Otherwise, I have to take a week off for nothing. So I doubt they'll pay me. And two, they usually invite us like with 3 weeks notice. And since the major's in 4 weeks, so I assume I'll probably be hearing soon. Yeah, I do not want to go unless it's worth my time. Like if for say something like Japan, you know, people will be more lenient on payment and stuff. But like if I'm going to Salt Lake City, I'm like I want to get paid because I'm taking time off work. You got an email Wednesday. Media's always different, but yeah, that's cool. See if I see you. Peter, you know what we should do next time you're here? Well, we'll see.
What?
We'll see how it holds up. We're going to activate, which is like the human arcade thing,
Okay.
where like I don't know if you've seen it. It's hard to explain, but like it's all arcade rooms, but it's like, you know, the panels on the floor, like, oh, you got to hit the red ones, run over to the red ones and hit it, stuff like that.
Okay.
And well, me and Annie played it like, or we did it twice. It was a lot of fun. Did get a little old after a bit, so we're gonna see how it holds up today when we go. But otherwise, it's pretty fun. It'd be really funny
You're
to
gonna
see
bring me
Ben.
there and then lose.
What?
So you're gonna bring me there and then play against me, and then you're gonna win.
No. It's cooperative.
Oh, okay.
With the one game that Annie and I finished was you're in a, I don't know, 8 foot by 8 foot room, and the entire floor is light panels. And on the wall, it'll pop up a color and say 5 seconds to go run onto the blue tile. And then as the levels get harder, it'll be like you have to get to the blue tile without hitting any other color. So you have to like jump to them. And then the timer goes down as well. It'll be like instead of 5 seconds, you have half a second at the highest level. It's like,
How's that possible?
I mean, it's obviously not that fast. It gives you a little bit of leniency, but it is fun though. Me and Annie we went one day in the middle of the day where no one was there, and we just kept doing the same room over and over again. There's also one room that I really liked, but my nephew's colorblind, so it was hard for him, where it's like pattern recognition on a grid, and you have to find it, and sometimes it could be flipped like 90 degrees, mirrored, whatever. You have to just find it.
They have that in Fall Guys, don't they? I feel like they have that in Fall Guys.
I swear that one they have like, it's fruit, and you have to jump onto the tiles that are the fruit.
I don't remember.
It's basically Fall Guys in person.
Yeah, I would play that. Like fun.
And then there's one that's just basketball, like shooting basketballs into the net. And Annie kept telling me, she's like, this one's broken. It's not counting any of mine. It was
not making them?
It was not broken.
Where do you want to go?
Right where I was about to go, he put napkin traps. What the hell is this?
I could change my utility on Snake.
Oh, yeah. Oh my god, there was two. There's one in that room to your left. In this... Oh. You could scan the person in the room next to you and shoot them through the wall.
There's a rotate.
Or you could just walk in.
Yeah, I was gonna walk in. To be fair, I thought he was behind the wall. Behind the rotate.
It said he was
And
in
I
the
don't
middle
play
of
the
that
game,
room.
so I didn't know there was a rotate there.
This guy. It's also, you can end it early, so once you get that info, you can just click it again and put it away.
I think that was my second time ever using him. I don't like him.
That's the one I was just talking about, Sharpie. That's what me and Annie did. We got all the way to level 10 and beat it. Alright, we'll do my pending Blue Stairs Rush.
Thank God. I need direction in my life.
Same thing we did yesterday, I think. Might get the Dungeon Crawler car later. It is expensive, by the way, because it's $7, but very good series. There's no activate on the island. I mean, there's not that many in Canada as a whole, Sharpie. They're downstairs. Is there any protein in apples?
I don't think so.
What the hell?
If there is, it would be very minimal.
That's the stupidest part about working out and counting protein in any slightest way is that I thought everything would just have a little bit at least. She got nothing.
That's more true for like carbs. There's like trace carbs and a lot of stuff.
I don't even know what a carb is.
Carbohydrate.
I know what it stands for. I don't know what it is. I think someone was over here. Oh, on the door. Oh, you guys are running in front of each other. Nice. I didn't even get an assist for that? I swear I shot him. Well, there's my rush. Alright, time to keep eating. I'm gonna keep rushing until I fully finish my sandwich.
I'm jammed.
Mute jammers on the other side of the wall.
I don't like this.
Also, if you hold B, you can pull up a whole scroll wheel and you can see all the different gadgets you can get. And when you walk over a person you killed, you'll fill up that slot. So that mute that you killed, you could go pick up his pack and get like a grenade or something.
Sounds pretty complicated.
But you chose to buy it. How do I make such a mess of myself when I eat?
Damn on the wall.
So, Chan, in case you were wondering how to play Solid Snake, that is not how you do it.
Hey, you're the one with the donut on the team.
I'm.
You're eating a donut?
It should be. I'm rushing and dying so I can eat more.
Look, I don't know the map, alright? I don't know the angles. The best way to learn the angles is by dying to them.
That is true. Oh, they banned your Solid Snake.
See, they're fucking terrified of me. That's Aura.
Is that Aura?
Yeah, it's Aura. Do you want to break the wall?
He's so cool. Yeah, I'm Thermite.
Who should I play?
Probably Thatcher.
God, it was so cool. How do I do it?
How cool do you think you are on a scale of like 1 to 10? 1 being not cool at all, 10 being like me.
You mean like generally?
Yeah.
Why are you a 10? And why am I always below you then?
I mean, you could say you're a 10 too.
No, I'm an 11 then. If you're a 10, I'm an 11. Minimum.
I'm naturally cool because I'm a YouTuber, and that's what like 90% of the human population now wants to be as a career. So I have a dream job, and I have
Because
money.
they're lazy.
It doesn't matter.
I don't know. What do you think I am on a 1 to 10? On a 1 to varsity?
I'd put you at like a solid like 5.5.
Yeah, we're not friends anymore.
Okay. I mean, you work out, so you got muscles. That's cool. But you play RuneScape, so that takes you down a bit. Someone's about to die.
Well, now I'm playing Siege.
Oh, that takes you back up.
To what?
Back to 5.5. I don't think they have anything for this. Okay, they don't have any vertical holes. They don't have anyone in this actual site. Someone just dropped something. Our teammate just fucking hauled ass in there.
For us.
He's at the far door. Straight ahead. Nice. I don't think they actually knew where we planted. Thank God.
Did I go up?
Yeah, you just went up to 5.75.
0.25, that's pretty good.
Hey, you're doing better than Ben.
Great.
That's baseline, alright? Although Ben rated you a 100 out of 10.
Yeah. I appreciate that, Ben.
Yeah, but it's coming from him.
What does that mean?
I think it means what I just said. If he's already
You're
like,
supposed to be wingmanning me.
wait, I am?
Yeah, what the hell?
I'd say 5.75 is pretty good on the overall. You're one of those people where you're like what's it called, IGN, where everything has to be a 9 out of 10, and if it's below a 9 out of 10, it's trash. Like, 5.75, you're above average.
What do you think, chat?
I'm truthin'.
They don't even know what I look like.
Does appearance have anything to do with coolness factor?
I think, yeah, kinda.
Damn. How vapid. That's why you're only at 5.75.
I could flip reset in Rocket League.
Oh no. Oh, he just walked into it. You got Deimos and Capitao. I'd Alt F4 after that. They're pushing in.
Wow.
One's in, one's mezzanine. Where they both are. Nope. Second guess myself. Where the fuck is Kaid?
A striker owned me.
I had that striker dead to rights. I knew where he was, but I second guessed myself. Our Kaid is a silver. That makes a bit more sense. Is that you voting to ban striker?
Yeah, I died to him. Of course I'm going to vote him.
They didn't really say much
And it
awaits, but
worked.
I'll have the full panel up on YouTube tomorrow.
We're going to go there again?
I mean,
Fine. Fine.
he's sus.
Real.
Do you remember what his name was?
No.
Well,
Oh, the Midas guy.
he's like level 800.
Yeah. Seems pretty fishy.
Okay. Also, the guy who's saying that he's sus is level 100 and stuck in silver.
Are you saying he can't have an opinion?
He can have an opinion, but it could very easily be wrong.
You're such an elitist.
Is that an elitist?
Yeah.
Elitist mindset. That's what keeps me at a 10. I'm part of the elite. You'll get there one day.
Maybe.
No one reinforcing.
Oh, there's armor too. Should've just told me I would have reinforced for you.
Dude, I'm playing with Priest and Evan.
What does that mean?
They
Everyone's
go
a
about their
problem but you,
business.
huh? I think you're getting bumped down
9.75 now.
to a 1.
Whoa. There's no way I'm below Ben. There's one over here. If you go below, you could probably see for him. He's like, okay, take this ping and go a bit south from there.
Okay. Tell me when.
Oh, he's dead.
Great. Wasted my time. I was really busy before that.
And we have a pulse walking around. Main lobby. You're down main stairs. Got the jackal. Running outside. Oh, she already broke the door. She's running into sight. Sprinting in. Oh my god, Rook just missed absolutely everything. That was platinum aim, chat. That Rook. And there's the diamond aim.
Yeah, I woke up on the wrong side of the bed this morning.
You're the one who said you're the copper of the diamond. The original one.
I was, yeah. I did place copper.
Wait, did you place copper or did you just lose all the way down to copper?
No, I placed copper.
Damn.
Copper 4, I think. What can you do, right?
Win?
I didn't know the game.
You literally have to win, or you have to lose every single game to get copper 4.
I don't think that's true back then.
Back then it was.
I had never played before. My elo was probably already around copper to begin with.
Back then, everyone started in gold.
No.
Yeah.
I don't believe you. You're trying to
Silver
make me feel
1,
bad.
gold 5. Same elo, basically. You had to, you start there. You lose 10 placements, you go down to copper.
Yeah, but I brought it back.
You brought it back after playing with the diamond stack.
I had a 2.1 win-loss and a 1.4 KD. My KD was better than yours.
Alright. Not wrong.
In fact, we have video evidence of how well I did from your streams.
You really saved those clips, didn't you?
No, they're just still on your channel and your YouTube videos. Yeah, you're getting knocked down another point.
Bro bookmarked his victories. I downed one. He's going for the revive. Alright, I'll guide you. Northwest. Go down the stairs and turn right.
Okay.
Go left at this wall. After you go through this door, turn right. They were straight across over there where you're looking, outside of this room. They pushed in now. They're on that ping. Ying is one shot. Damn.
Yeah, the worst IGL ever.
Okay. Am I supposed to tell you to shoot as well?
What do you mean? He destroyed me.
Yeah, but how's that
You wouldn't have done any better.
How is that? No, how is that my fault?
You died first.
I killed one, I downed one, and I hit another. I don't know what more you want from me. Today is not the day for siege. It's just the day for fighting.
I think you're upset at the mid-season update.
I think it's actually really good. Looking forward to it. That's the guy who fried you. Getting absolutely destroyed. You think Silencio is cheating? I mean, I guess cheaters do come in all ranks and sizes. Where was this Grismont you put down, Peter?
Don't remember.
Well, he just team killed, so it doesn't even matter. But it all leads up to this amazing play. Wow, what a gunner. He is 7 and 5, Peter.
How did he survive that long? I'm getting destroyed.
He's going against the bad people. You're fighting the good people. Just remember that. Someone donated me a sub. Well, congratulations. How do I pronounce your name? Just Omi's Shunning Gola? Okay, now that I'm done eating, I can focus on the attack. We go for the wall. Actually, you're Finka, that's fine.
I can go Thatcher.
Oh, no, it's fine, it's fine.
Okay.
Rosebud thorn on what the fuck does that mean? Okay, upstairs. I have a bandit.
Bandito.
A good thing, something you look forward to, and bad thing. No offense, that is the worst way I've ever heard that put. But, I guess a good thing. Lots of changes. Frequently happening. We look forward to Raura buff. It's gonna be good. And then, bad side, no SMG 12 or DMR nerf yet. Follow me
Where do I look?
around.
Yeah, we're in the wall.
These windows are the ones they normally open. We're just waiting for Thatcher, who is still in spawn. He is going the wrong way. Oh, our teammate's in.
I'll give him a boost.
Alright. I think we're gonna have to go somewhere else because he is lost.
Okay. Where do we go then?
Oh, actually, okay, he's coming. Our teammate's just in. Ash is in.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, sight control. Oh, she dead. Okay, one's going to Skybridge right now. He's gonna break one of those windows. Don't know which one. There's one by the desk. You watching that window?
Yeah.
Alright. I believe it. Oh, Twitch is still trying to get in the building. He's by the desk on your left. Close left, close left.
On them all.
I had you cover my back. I thought Twitch was at least like pushing into the building. She's still outside.
Game feels way harder today.
I think it's just because our teammates are very, very bad. Oof. I'm 100% sure Muda's cheating. I mean, if you watch the video, I said very likely not. But the whole comments were filled with people like, no, he's cheating. Even after reviewing everything, people still believe he is for sure cheating. I'm like, I get it. It's Siege. People are always very skeptical because Siege is a very hard game, but I don't know. Peter, what can I do to help you do better this game?
I don't think anything's gonna help me right now.
You want to spawn peek?
Okay.
Okay. Here, I'll just show you right off the bat. Follow me. Okay, over here. They had 2 people push this last time. I don't know if they'll push it this time, but you can shoot out like the tiny side, like right here.
Yeah.
And then you could just look straight ahead, and that's where their spawn is. They'll run around a corner. If you shoot like 2 bullets on the 4th wood plank up on the left side, it'll make like a little peek hole for you.
And look straight ahead?
Yeah, like north, slightly northeast. They could come from the left, but you'll hear them. No one spawned on my side. They're not there. They're not going to be there now. You can move on.
Okay. I never got my armor.
I think he was shooting the very edge of the barricade, which is why it took so long.
Oh, I'm just like dying. Got my armor.
I think that was... Oh, no, there's still one more over here.
Is there one above you?
There was one over there. I think he left now. Oh, wait, diffuser. One's below me in the lobby. One more near me. I saw his laser on the wall for half a second there. God, we're so good. We're bringing it back. All right, Peter, this is the round. This round you go positive.
Unlikely.
Hey, I'm positive, and I died every round except for the last round. Okay, we can play smart. We don't have to do a rush. We don't have to do anything crazy.
Okay, where do you want me to go?
You like RAM, right? R4C? Okay. If you don't like RAM...
Oh, it's picked.
Oh. Fuck. Yeah, Nomad's fine. We'll go above. We got any really good C4 clips yet? Nothing for my C4 video, which is annoying. Actually, oh, they probably went upstairs. No, never mind, they went upstairs. What am I saying? So we're gonna try to push into this room that our drones are in. If we can get the floor open the hatch, we'll be golden. Maybe spawn shooting range. Actually, you already are. Perfect. gonna stay on drones to watch this guy. Okay, he went back to site. We go over here. Back over here. We should be able to just push in here with no resistance. Another airdrop over here would be good. Uh-oh, C4. He's right below this ping. Just got air jabbed, yeah.
Dead.
He's probably gonna come up blue, like behind us over here. Our teammate made a hole for him to now walk through. Great. Okay, Ash is over here. Ooh, he's on blue stairs. That's Warden. I mean, I could try to just drop and plant.
I think I hear one flanking.
Okay, I'm gonna try to commit to this because I think the only one on site is one of their bad players. He is bad. Swinging. Peter.
He's low.
One's on this door here. Yeah, 15 seconds. He's on this door right here, pinging.
Yeah, there was someone flanking above.
Oh my god, where is our teammate? Bruh.
I thought Ram was with us. Wasn't she destroying the floor?
She was. I think she left as soon as I finally went for it. And I was very much relying on you to kill that guy who swung me.
Yeah, they were breaking that that hole.
What?
Like that wooden wall in that room that we were in above.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone was flanking there.
But you did whiff on the guy who killed me.
To be fair, he ran backwards, which was out of my vision.
He ran
Because I pushed
backwards?
up and to the right of the hatch to get like a better angle on him. You gotta watch the replay.
Okay.
You don't know what I'm talking about.
I did what I could. I carried as much as I could, King. Had 14 kills. And of course, none of them
Not
are...
my fault. I could have covered you if I had someone watching my back.
What's crazy is I think the guy who left us was like a platinum, so I don't know how he was so lost.
I don't even think rank matters. He opened the floor. Like, it was part of his play.
Yeah, I think he just got scared. He's like, oh shit, now I don't know what to do. I remember, who was it? I think Priest, maybe it was Coconut, said the difference between like copper and diamond is like coppers can do all of the steps that lead up to the execution, and then the diamonds are the only ones who know how to do the execution. Because like coppers go all the way to the finish line and they stall out hard.
He's correct in that scenario.
Mm.
just love decks, bro.
Let's discuss hot politics. Thanks for sub Toad Milker. Oh, how do you milk a toad? And Peter, if you want to have some high-level gameplay, I think tomorrow we'll play ranked. Just so you
4
know.
3.0?
Yeah.
Maybe.
It'll be usually Zilchi and Game Addict are on, so we'll at least have a 4-stack. Maybe Priest as well.
I feel like I'm doing something tomorrow. I can't remember.
Chai, this is the most classic. Oh, like, yeah, I probably have something. I don't think I can make it. It's just they don't want to.
No, I truly think I have something going on tomorrow, but I
Mm.
can't remember what it is for the life of me.
How convenient.
Might be in the evening.
Alright, I have something in the morning.
One stop rafters. And I'm dead. One of those days. Bro, that killed me?
Oh my, there was just no one in that site. Oh, he just got back.
This guy's just spraying Ella's gun. Barely controlling the recoil and I get a headshot.
You should do the same.
They're cheating.
Is this gun moving?
Oh my god.
I swear this gun isn't moving. Oh my god. What the fuck?
Got a controller?
I am mentioning that to my chat. Like, his F2 looks like it doesn't move at all. Let me look him up. He's got to be a controller player. Apparently just PC. Boy's cheating. I was wondering how he knew where the scope was teleported to exactly, but we'll see. We'll see. All right, Peter, if you want to help the team. Actually, we already have a Thatcher. You go whoever you can frag the most with.
I never play Buck. I want to play Buck.
Okay. His recoil is not terrible now. It used to be really, really bad. Yeah, I felt like his F2 was not moving at all, but we'll watch some more. As long as they reinforce the hatch, we can go for this play. Okay, so what we're gonna try to do is we're gonna open up the single wall, and I'm just gonna walk in with Osen plants since they reinforce the hatch. We'll see how it goes.
Oh yeah, all 5 of us here.
Should be fine. As long as we actually get the walls open. It'll just take a little bit. Why is he putting down another one? What the hell? Oh my god, he is gonna die doing this. Okay, they should put a deployable shield over here. Oh, everyone's dying. How's it looking over there?
I'm dead. One's in the breach hole. You gotta peek the right door, I know it.
Oh, someone got me from the fucking hole in the wall. Okay, one is on the left side. One's in the back room. Yeah. I'll try.
This feed on meat guy can go put some feed on meat.
Yeah, you said he could barely control it. That looked pretty controlled.
Well, that is not how he killed me the first time. That time it looked like he barely had any recoil.
Yeah, I don't really understand the whole twin thing, Sharpie. I assume it's supposed to be like bro. Instead of saying bro, you say, hey, twin.
I got my 2.
You did. You did more than we did.
No, it didn't even matter. We lost.
You carried us to a loss, you're right.
If you get kills and you don't win the round, they don't matter.
I don't know if half my chat would agree with you, since those are the only kills they get.
Damn.
I mean, the average rank in my chat is not that high.
Wow. I wouldn't take that chat.
I'm not lying. You call me a liar?
Calling you a bully.
Oh.
First he was bullying me, chat. Now it's you. We should turn on him.
We?
Yeah, me and chat.
You act like you're on the same footing as them. They are kitchen. I'm just gonna
I
go.
only want to talk about feet.
Okay.
Not in this lobby.
You're a big
I'm
foot guy, right?
traumatized. No.
Chat, don't believe that.
One time, I joked around, and I pretended like I was going to put a foot in my mouth, and I got kicked in the jaw. And I've never done it again.
You were just joking, yeah, obviously.
Yeah, I was joking.
Yeah, no, it was just a joke. It'd been so funny if that foot actually went in your mouth.
Well, you've never joked around before?
Well, like if that foot went in there, whole like would have been laughing all the way to the bank.
Nothing would. What is wrong with you?
Funniest joke in the world.
Oh my god. See, I does not know how to have fun.
I mean, do you find putting feet in your mouth is fun? I mean, that's on you.
I'll drone for you. Directly to the right, behind the bar. One's pushing you on the left. One more there on the left.
One's in sight. Oh my god, she ran out. She's 1 HP. But she can heal. Okay, you guys got sight? It's close. Yeah, close. Nice. You have the diffuser.
Fine, I'll plant.
Did you not just walk? Oh no, it's your teammate. One main lobby. Can't ping them for some reason, but dead. Last one's coming where we came from. He's in game room on the right. Yeah, that double door. Noise. Look at us.
We did a chat.
We did it. Ugh, I don't like that. What someone just said in chat. I basically grew up with Varsity. When the game first came out, I was a toddler.
Hmm.
I don't like that.
Are they old enough to be in here?
Actually, yeah, they'd have to be like 13 then. Oh, wait, no, he was 19. What? There's a lot of
Maybe they don't know
misinformation
what
here.
like age a toddler would be.
I mean, unless they consider themselves a toddler at 8.
I feel like that's a little weird.
Just like putting a foot in your mouth as a joke.
That's not weird.
Is it not? Chat, can we get some thoughts? Did you come out in 2015? Yep, 11 years ago.
I think you're just jealous. You want me to put your foot in my mouth.
I have never understood how anyone can find feet attractive. I also don't like my feet being touched. He's been awfully quiet, chat.
What, feet?
I mean, if you truly did not like feet, you'd have a lot more to say, but you know, that's fine, that's fine.
I don't like feet. Well, I don't dislike them. I don't know. I don't think about them.
Do you believe that? You know who I'm not at all surprised that has a foot fetish?
Priest?
That would not surprise me either, but no, Ben.
Kit. Oh, Ben.
Yeah.
Really? Is
Yeah,
Ben, are you here? Is that true?
it is true.
Is that true, you freak? No, I'm just kidding. It was a joke. People
You
can
said
like
it-
what they like.
He loved playing Jackal, and when I asked why, he said because he likes feet.
How are you not dead?
You should type that in chat and ask them.
That guy ate. He ate a lot.
Breaking into a meeting over here. Whoa, 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 Snow Tashi. How dare you?
Good kill.
No diffuser. Someone over here, though. I don't think they're in yet.
Above you?
No, no, they're not. Oh, wait. Oh, shit, they are in. He's on ping. Just sitting right here. He's backing up.
I have only died to this one person.
It's your weakness. Feet.
True.
Bro, this person has not
Dude,
destroyed
I wish
this
I had a
camera.
foot in my mouth right now.
Okay. And this guy claims he's not a freak.
I'm just saying what you want to hear.
Okay, there. Peter, it's okay to like feet. We're gonna
I don't
judge
like
you.
feet.
We're gonna judge you, but like, if you like them, just say it.
I don't.
And yet you just said you would rather have a foot in your mouth. See, Sean, he's
Why
got
do you
nothing.
want me to like feet?
I don't want you to. I want you to be normal. But, I mean, I'm not going to judge you for being who you want to be. You know?
Barbie.
Barbie girl, yeah. Oh, Rome. This is definite.
Interesting stream so far.
I mean, would you expect anything less from us?
A lot of bullying.
You literally
Bullying people that like feet.
You told me today that you watched the video where we made fun of Priest and how funny it was.
Yeah, but that was because he was a veteran, and it's funny to make fun of veterans.
Facts. One thing I always commend you for, Peter, is your ability to double down. Sometimes even triple down.
Thank you.
God, my freaking feet keep getting in the way. I think they're going down vending stairs. East side stairs. Yo, feet's dead.
Thank God.
Oh. Who's outside the breach? I didn't get the... I got a headshot and I didn't get the kill? I actually just got scammed. You're on vacation, Scuff? Every day was a vacation for you. All the drinks you have, all the parties you go to. Evan's video yesterday, me and my collegiate team went against him and his friends, and literally the whole lobby was just doing meme strats. We got dogged on. I miss Evan. He doesn't play with us anymore.
Are you gonna look at the cheater for that guy in your chat? First time chatter?
Can you look at the cheater we had in our game we ended up on a team with right after? No.
The only hacker replay he does that isn't on Sunday is if your name is Muda.
I was talking to Skittles about that last night, and he's just like, bro, I'm making a video on it too. I was like, smart.
You gotta put it up before him.
I already put mine out.
Nice.
I think my videos go up before his do. No way he's
capitalize on it.
uploading at 11 a.m. He wakes up at like noon. What's funny though is like in the video I specifically am like, yeah, like after fully watching it, don't think he's cheating. Like that one clip, I was like, any day of the week you show that to me, I think he's cheating. But then when you watch the rest of it, you realize he's not. All of the comments are still like, no, he's definitely cheating. Like, damn. People have made up their mind.
Well, this circulated on Reddit, right?
Yes.
Well, I can't speak for every community, but the RuneScape community on Reddit is full of a lot of dumb people. Like, really dumb. That
Well,
don't know anything about the game.
It actually got more popular on the live stream with Fail subreddit, and we all know how they are. Okay, Peter.
Ying is one hit. Nah, garage.
Garage.
It's called garage. Garaga.
Arage?
Garage. Garagi. That was him. That was Ying.
Okay. How long do I usually stream for? Normally about 3 hours. I'm already past my 3-hour point. I'll probably hop off after
Man,
this game
everybody's
because I need to
fighting
edit my video for tomorrow. Oh, where are they? Okay, Peter.
Feet.
Let's go. Okay, you, Peter. 7 and 4. You brought it back.
Yeah, I did.
Beat couldn't keep you down. Spend more time editing than playing? No. Definitely not. Editing... I can edit a whole match that took half an hour in like 10 minutes.
Are we done?
Could be done. Could also do one more. What do you think?
I'm done.
Okay.
I had my good one.
Alright.
It's only downhill from here.
Sounds good. Well, I'll see you tomorrow for ranked.
All right. Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye, chat.
Is Muda a cheater or not? Or what? I'm not watching a 40-minute plus video. It's literally in the first minute. Lazy ass TikTok kids with attention span of a walnut. All right, chat. That's gonna be it for today. Tomorrow I'll be back. Again, I might be a little bit late. I'm gonna try. I told them I was like, I need to leave by 11:30 to be back in time to work, but I might be a bit late. I might, hop on at around 12:30 or whatever. But plan for tomorrow is I want to play ranked with the boys. I think it'll be fun. We'll try to get a full stack. If Zilchi, Game Addict are on, that's 3. If Peter joins, that's 4. If Priest joins, that's 5. But we'll see. We'll see what everyone's saying. And then yeah, if you missed the whole panel today, I'm literally gonna end stream so I can go edit it right now and upload it for tomorrow. So I'll have that video ready for you guys, and then I'll also try to make some TikToks on some of the important stuff that was said, and I'll upload them periodically throughout the weekend. No more Evan. Evan's not on in the mornings anymore. I was like, oh, Evan's coming back. He's like, I've been back. I'm just not playing in the mornings. So if he's not playing in the mornings, he's not playing with us. So unfortunate, but I'm not gonna, you know, force him to boot up Siege at 9 a.m. his time. What time is stream tomorrow? So I always start stream at noon, or that's my usual start time, noon Eastern time. Right now it's 3, so 3 hours ago. But like I said, tomorrow I'm going out with some friends to like a farmer's market thing that they all want to go do. So we're gonna go hang out. It's like at 8 a.m. So I should be back in time. But if, you know, if there's a delay for whatever reason, you know, I'll be a little bit late. The latest I'll possibly be is 1, but I should be normally like 12:30. All right, I will see you guys tomorrow, hopefully for ranked. Okay. Bye.